A wee disclaimer here. We're not film experts. We're doing this for fun and to try and shine a light on films which are seen as rotten on movie review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, and to poke fun at them as well. It's a chance to highlight that the critical consensus isn't always everything.
We'd also like to remind everyone that we're about to go over all the film's details, including the plot. So there will be spoilers. Also, we just want to mention it's okay to disagree with our opinion. If you do, you can tell us and become part of the discussion. With that in mind, thanks for joining us and enjoy!
It's a wee bit cooler outside. The leaves are coming off the trees in droves. It's spooky time.
We are well and truly getting into the spirit of the season.
And by season, you mean Halloween, of course. Before we go any further, I just need to say, I just saw you vibing to our new seasonal music over there.
Yeah, it's a bop.
And you were kind of getting at the wee, I'm into this.
Yeah, it's nice to mix up a little bit.
It is. I thought it would be nice just to try and spookify the podcast for the next couple of weeks. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Halloween's a perfect time.
Exactly. So we've got a couple of wee bits and bobs in the podcast room today. We've got some sweeties. I've got a wee pick and mix there.
Yeah, sweeties are all important for Halloween.
That's right. We've got our big purple backlight over there.
Yeah, gives off a little light.
It does, eh? And it's just feeling a wee bit spookier, a wee bit cosier.
Yeah.
And Kat's got her, do you know what, right? This is mad, right? This is an audio medium, right? People don't see this, but here we are, sitting here with our Halloween t-shirts on and all our stuff.
Yeah, we've done it. We've set the vibe for ourselves.
It's true. Do you know, I had me thinking, right? Friend of the podcast, Cameron, right? Mm-hmm. I remember hearing a story with Cameron once. Somebody went to visit Cameron and he answered the door and he had a suit on, right?
Yeah.
And it turned out that his team and Football Manager were it was like the Champions League final or something. And he thought, well, I've got to put a suit on for this.
Well, it's important as a Football Manager, you set the tone.
It's true, and that is what we are doing. That is a level of immersion I'm into.
Yep, absolutely. We've gone whole hog. And just in case anybody doesn't know, Football Manager is a video game.
Yeah, it is a video game. Sorry, of course. I'm just making that assumption.
But the dedication to his team probably seen them through the Champions League. Or whatever cup it was.
I don't know. I'm not sure what it was. I can't remember. But whatever it was, that level of immersion, I appreciate.
Yeah, the dedication.
I was speaking about Cameron later on. There's actually a conversation I was with Cameron, and there's something I wanted to say, but it's got to wait.
Okay.
For another time.
Right. That's a story for another day.
That's a story for another day. We've also got our Halloween mascot in the room today.
We do, and it's not Gus.
It's not Gus, he's somewhere, I don't know where. He's probably going to be barking in a minute.
Yeah, he's eating biscuits just now, I think.
Alright, cool. Well, Pumpy is our sort of Halloween mascot, isn't he? He's a wee pumpkin, a wee stuffed pumpkin.
He is, and every time he comes out, that's when you know that you're truly into Halloween season.
That's true. I'll be honest, I went to the attic to dig out the Halloween deckies. Mm-hmm. And when I pulled a box, it was a Christmas box or something, right? Underneath, there's Pumpy just right up against the plastic, like, let me in, it's Halloween! You know what I mean?
He was very ready.
He was ready to come down.
Yeah.
And we were ready for him too. Well, anyway, speaking of Halloween, it is, of course, Hubie Halloween this week.
It's one of the staples of our Halloween watching now.
There are some films we watch every year. Mm-hmm. Films like Hocus Pocus. Also rotten.
I know.
By the way. Films like, I don't know, Casper.
Yeah.
And my absolute favourite one, which is Trick or Treat from 2007, which is definitely fresh, by the way.
Yeah,
it's such a great film. It's just, for me, that encapsulates everything I want to see in a movie for Halloween time. Yeah,
we usually save that one for actual Halloween.
Yeah, normally once the kids have kind of left.
Yeah, because we get a lot of geysers.
We get a lot of kids. So normally when they're away, that's when we crack out Trick or Treat.
Yeah,
and when you get to eat sweeties. I'm just talking nonsense. We eat sweeties all night.
There's lucky there's any left for the kids.
There's always some left, sort of. Nearly no last year.
I know, we had so many last year.
It was a bit of a shock.
Yeah.
Oh dear. We're doing the backup Mars bars. Go! But listen, I can't wait to just get right into this, right into the cosy Halloween spirit. Let's go into some details about Hubie Halloween.
Yes!
So Hubie Halloween was released on the 7th of October 2020, so we were into spooky month. You know, that's a thing, to be fair for us, is spooky month.
Yeah, we have the whole of October as spooky month.
Why do you think we started with Child's Play? when we came back because we wanted a soft sort of let's get into the spooky spirit. I still regret not buying that Chucky popcorn box, man.
I know, we'll have to go back.
The film is an hour and 42 minutes, and the budget is undisclosed as it's a Netflix production.
Yeah, they're quite cagey about these things.
Weird, eh? Why?
I'm not sure.
And another thing is you got to ask is it any of our business?
That's it. And I think maybe it's because they don't get an accurate reflection because it's not super commercial, like, you're not physically buying a ticket.
I think I'm saying like, oh well, there's no big secret, but it's like I pay my money for Netflix, so I've got the right to ken what you're spending the money on. You know what I mean?
I want transparency. I want all that data. I actually do.
Just so you can play around with it in R or what's it, the other one?
Well,
Excel, the much more popular one.
I'm not doing it in Excel. Ugh.
I use Sheets anyway, and I shouldn't be. I'm advertising. This is a podcast brought to you by Google Sheets and Docs and Google Drive, because that's what this podcast is fueled on.
Yeah, it's the MVP of this podcast. It's Google Docs, Google Sheets, and Google Drive.
It really is. And the box office, obviously the same. We would know how much it made because it didn't really make anything because it was straight on Netflix. So,
yeah.
Again, that data is there. Just let us. You can just do it. Just do the work, man. Anyway.
It was directed by Stephen Brill. It was written by Tim Herlihy. Apologies if I pronounced that wrong.
Yeah, that guy. So he wrote like loads of Adam Sandler's movies, like Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, Wedding Singer, Big Daddy, Little Nicky, Waterboy. Just think, it seems like almost all of them. I've no looked. That's just a wee list I've got there.
Well, that's not surprising, especially considering this is done in collaboration with Adam Sandler, also as a writer.
Aye. It's quite evident that, because there's so many throwbacks to other characters, things, moments and stuff that happens to his other movies. I'll probably mention them as we go.
Yeah, we'll maybe talk about that later, because I've got a few things to say about it too.
Mm-hmm.
This is produced by Happy Madison Productions, and it is not based on a book. I struggled to find a tagline for this one, which may be a fact that is because it's on Netflix.
How did you find one then?
Well, I just had to do a bit of digging. So actually what I did was I had a look at the posters for this,
yes.
and it seemed like Fearless was the tagline for this film.
Oh, that's right. You said that to me earlier on. You look at posters because I was doing a bit of work for the next episode earlier.
Yeah.
And you told me that, and that's where I found the information. I found a tagline for the next film on there.
Yeah, because sometimes people make their own and they give like suggestions of what there would be. So kind of try to identify fact from fiction can be a bit tricky.
You think it would be a really easy thing to get?
Yeah, and I think it is, but I think it's trying to verify what somebody's dream tagline versus the reality.
It's like trying to figure out which poster's the real poster or the remastered poster or the poster for the theatrical release, which I've thought a couple of times, or the poster that's a fans made on GIMP or Photoshop. You know what I mean?
Especially with the advent of AI.
Oh man, I know.
It makes it a bit more difficult.
Many of them new. And people are like, oh my God, it looks real. And you're like, mate, say aye.
But it's getting harder to tell.
Yeah, you've just got to look for the information in the right places,
You do.
I believe.
And you've got to go to trusted sources.
Exactly. Oh, like Netflix have just announced they're bringing out Hubie Halloween 2. Well, I'm not going to believe it until I hear it from Adam Sandler or from Netflix themselves.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? The synopsis we have for this film is, despite his devotion to his hometown of Salem and its Halloween celebration, Hubie Dubois is a figure of mockery for kids and adults alike. But this year, something is going bump in the night, and it's up to Hubie to save Halloween.
Wow, delivery was 10 out of 10.
I know, but it started off as me and it ended as that trailer guy. So I don't know what that was about, I'm sorry.
That's all right, the conviction was good.
As for the scores, this film got 54% on the tomatometer. I'm not going to try again.
Oh, you're not going to try
No.
again? You're just going to leave that? Okay, cool.
Can't say it, it's fine.
The popcorn... Oh,
Whoa!
it's contagious. It's contagious. The
I don't know why I sounded like a ghoul.
Oh, no, aye.
Well, that was like Frankenstein. That's
All over
better. That's
again.
way better.
Yeah, but it was only just a few steps away from Frankenstein. The popcorn meter gives this 48%, so actually it was more popular with the critics than the audience, which is surprising.
That's really surprising.
Yeah, really surprising.
To be fair, like having looked into a little bit of what people thought of this film, that kind of reflects it a little bit, I think.
Yeah.
You know,
I think,
50% of people like it. That's maybe about right.
and I think that's...
Sorry, I'm rounding up there.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's a controversial thing to do.
Well, don't worry, I'll not report you.
Oh, good.
The Royal Society of Statistics.
So Statius, eh?
All the sugar from this pick and mix.
We have had pick and mix, and well, I'm having a sugary monster.
Yeah.
So I think this is a disaster we're going to have, but let's do it anyway.
Yay! There's not a cinema score available for this film because it was never released in a cinema.
Oh yeah, of course. Aye, cool. Right enough, but we went to see Thursday Murder Club.
Yes, we did. So Netflix have had a couple of productions that have been in the cinema.
I believe that happened because Richard Osman was like, the fans wanted to see it in the cinema. So Netflix were like, okay, then we'll do a limited run.
Yes.
And so we had to go to Everyman to see it. Oh no.
Oh no. He forced my hand and I fell at that screening as well.
Oh my God, she didn't have.
That's a story for another day, but I went down like a sack of spuds. But Matilda was also a Netflix release and that had a much wider theatrical release, so they do it on some films.
Yeah. I think it was just to appease the TMCs. You know what I mean? I feel like that's what the gang of people are who like Thursday Murder Club. What do you think?
Oh wow, yeah, I like it. I think I would be a firm TMCer, but I'm not getting one of those hideous necklaces that are in the film.
I liked it, but
Did you?
But wasn't he garish enough? Like mine would be like kind of like the pendant that kind of Flavor Flav has a pendant and it's a clock.
Flavor Flav,
so he can
exactly
tell the time all the time, right?
Yeah.
You don't need to get. He always gets a time.
He does,
guy, right?
But what happens when he moves country? Does he have to wind it?
Aye,
Cool.
Takes ages. No, like a big one, but it's like Diamante TMC.
I feel like you're wanting like a wrestling belt.
Oh yeah, that'd be better. That'd be way better.
There you go. That's what we'll do for you.
Why are we talking about Thursday Murder Club again? I forgot.
Because we're talking about Netflix cinema releases.
Oh yeah, aye. So it's a weird one, I guess. We're not going to get the cinema score. Oh well.
Yeah, that's okay.
I think it's a better reflection of what people thought.
I agree.
And we've spoken about that a wee bit before, but I genuinely do.
I do agree with you. But we'll just have to go without for this one, I'm afraid.
But regardless of what people thought of it for cinema score, we know what we thought of it. But before we get into that, we need to talk about what actually happens in the movie.
Yeah, let's find out what's going on in Hubie Halloween.
Aye, let's go! Again, like last week, I'm really sorry. Before we actually start, we'll talk about the logo.
Oh, that's fine.
There's a little pig snort there.
It's the sweeties. The proximity to sweeties is unleash the inner animal.
Oh, you're trying to say, what you're trying to say is when I get near sweeties, I lose control like some sort of vicious pig. Like that.
I've seen you do that before.
I don't think I can do that again. Try. Sorry, too much.
I really sometimes wish this was a video podcast.
Hey, if we ever in the lottery or that, we could set up a studio or something. You never know.
One day.
So basically, the Happy Madison logo, right, is I was like, who is that?
Aye, I've written that down as well. Who's that guy?
It's Adam Sandler's dad.
Is it?
Aye, it's Stanley Sanders. Wait, Stanley. What's his name? Sanders. Sandler. Oh my God.
What? Sander? What's his name?
Sander. Colonel Sanders. So it's actually Adam Sandler's dad, Stanley Sandler.
That's quite hard to say.
Did I say Adam Sandler or did I say Sandy? What did I say?
I think you said Stanley Sandler, but I need you to say it again now because I can't tell if you said Sandy.
It's supposed to be a likeness Adam Sandler's dad, Stanley Sandler. I think he was also a writer and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's him. And I think it's his voice too. I'm not sure.
What does he say?
I don't know.
Yeah, I can never catch it.
I'm dead crap at this. I should have really figured out what he says, but I was too busy trying to figure out who he was, so I did.
One mystery solved, one mystery remains.
Well, anyway, the film then actually opens after we see Adam Sandler's dad. So the film actually opens to like a psychiatric hospital, sort of, but it's like, it looks scary and it looks a bit like Arkham Asylum.
That's what I was going to say, yeah. I think this is also a criminal facility.
Oh, I see. So that's why it looks a bit like Arkham.
Yeah, I think it's got that criminal element.
But it's much more cartoony. We've got a similar sort of start to Problem Child with the thunder and the rain and the, spooky.
This is peak Halloween and I'm there for it.
This is it, though. They're peak Halloween for the beginning.
Yeah.
For the beginning, you get a criminally insane escaped patient. That's what you start with this.
You do? What more can you ask for from a film starring?
Do you know what I mean? But we see an orderly walk into a room to deliver dinner, and he goes into the room and basically finds out that one of the patients has replaced their body with jelly and hot dogs.
Yeah, the hot dogs have me in stitches every time because it's just this body made of green jelly.
Yeah,
and then there's a face of hot dogs, and then they also put like a penis and testicles.
Yeah,
made
just
of
to
hot dog.
Really make it convincing.
And it all jiggles. It's all very weird.
It is really odd, and every time I forget it's hot dogs and jelly. It's so odd. Anyway, more importantly, it's Hal-El from the Happy Gilmore.
Yeah,
who's here, and he's the orderly now because he's the guy that works in the old folks home in Happy Gilmore where his grandma goes, and it's Ben Stiller playing that same cameo here.
It is, yeah, and then it makes you think like, what is the career pathway for Hal-El? Because obviously he works in the old folks home,
yep,
and then he works in this mental institute,
yep,
and then in Happy Gilmore 2 he also reprises his role, but he'd made that kind of almost like Alcoholics Anonymous.
Yeah,
group.
but he was just abusing all the alcoholics and calling them alkies, which here means something entirely different.
It really does.
It doesn't really mean something different. It's just more of a sort of insult.
Yeah.
Be an alky. That's
It's not great.
Aye, so that's...
Yeah, wouldn't fly here.
What's no that means here.
No.
Stuff gets lost in translation a wee bit, and sometimes I've just got to overlook it.
You do. You really do. You can't cover every base.
Exactly.
But it's interesting to see Hal-El's journey through the SandlerVerse.
SandlerVerse. And that's a bit of a theme here. Not only is this Adam Sandler's greatest hits for his fans, right? That's what this movie feels like to me. But it's also what I've seen referred to as a cameo cast.
Yeah.
I.e., you've got loads of bigger stars here playing parts, smaller parts that are a little bit bigger, main parts. It's just wild. It's crazy.
It is, and we'll talk about it later. One of my favourite bits that was it's Hal-El when he discovers that the body is just jelly and hot dogs. As he goes, psycho on the loose.
Yeah, that diversity training was wasted on Hal-El.
I know, but it totally fits with him. It's really good. But that's when we move past the sort of introductory scene into the main movie, and I love it.
It does. I think it really allows us to laugh at Hal-El one last time.
Does.
And then it wasn't even one last time because he came back in Happy Gilmore too.
Exactly.
But our main character is Hubie Dubois, played by Adam Sandler. And he's a Halloween-loving resident of Salem, Massachusetts. But he's like always teased and bullied by basically the entire place, eh?
He is, yeah. They're really mean to him. Really mean. Like, he can't go anywhere without having stuff thrown at him.
Aye.
People making fun of him.
But he decides to basically designate himself as the sort of official, not quite official, monitor of Halloween.
Yeah, he takes it very seriously.
We basically see him at the start here riding his bike through the town, and as you said, he's getting stuff thrown at him by all these people. But it's hilarious because they're like throwing eggs at him, eh? Mm-hmm. And he comes out. This is when we first hear Hubie's voice. And this is the thing. This is something Adam Sandler does and has done throughout his career. Mm-hmm. It's of characters with silly voices.
Yes, he has.
Right? We've had Billy Madison with his silly voices. Mm-hmm. We've had Bobby Boucher with his silly voices. Mm-hmm. We've had Nicky and Little Nicky with his voice.
Yes, that's
Nicky,
right.
Ken.
I always forget about Nicky.
That's it, but it's on the list, don't you worry. It's that we've got... We could have a whole podcast about Adam Sandler, to be honest.
Yeah, this could just be the Adler
Sandler!
What's wrong with me? Oh. That's a monster.
You're crazy.
I am crazy.
Psycho on the loose!
That's me. I'm the psycho on the loose. This could be literally just a Sandler podcast.
It could, because he's fodder for this podcast.
But isn't he just laughing at his millions, though? Hubie is very handy on a bike. So things get thrown at him all the time, but he manages to avoid them.
He does. It's quite amazing. So, like I say, we hear his voice here. Sorry, that's what I'm saying. Eh? And he goes, they throw eggs at him and he catches them in his flask and he shuts it, and his flask's like a Swiss Army. This is our intro to the Swiss Army flask as well.
Yeah.
This flask does everything.
It really does.
It literally keeps doing things through the movie which are absolutely physically impossible in any universe for a flask to do.
Definitely, without it being like the size of a small truck, for sure.
It's highly entertaining to me, though, that's how silly this is, right?
Yeah, I really enjoy it.
The flask, what's the flask going to do next? Ken, it feels that silly. But he just goes, thanks for the free breakfast, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
And he drinks it, and he goes, Rocky Balboa style, or something like that. I can't quite remember. Is that what he says?
Yeah.
And he drinks it, and then he vomits it up immediately, and I've just got in my notes, why is he vomit up? I don't understand.
Well, because he's just eating raw eggs. And shell.
And hence Rocky Balboa style, and you know, because that's what he does with the raw eggs.
Right, but without the shell.
I don't think he has the shell, no. Sylvester's a Raj, but he's not a maniac.
Exactly.
Anyway, the vom's super gross.
The vomit is really gross. There's a lot of projectile vomit. It's very early on in the film.
I know, right away. But he spots Violet Valentine across the street, doesn't he? And then when he sees her, this is obviously the love interest. He goes right into the back of a car, and then to cover up for the accident, he pretends to be a Halloween animatronic like that, in a very Adam Sandler style, and it's clearly just Hubie, and Violet knows that, but she still smiles anyway.
Yeah, she finds him quite endearing, and also he does a very good job of being an animatronic. He's got the moves.
He does,
quite good.
But yeah, we see Julie Bowen as Violet here, and she is basically, right, this was the first time she'd been in a film with Sandler since Happy Gilmore. And that was about 24 years before this.
Wow, okay. Goodness.
So it was a big gap, and this was what I mean. This is immediately, not only do we have Hal-El, who we know, we have, as a character, Ben Stiller, right?
Yeah.
That we get Julie Bowen again, and we're like, right, wait a minute. And I remember seeing this film for the first time and being like, I'm into this because this already feels like it's sort of preying on our retrospective love of some of these movies that we've grown up with.
Yeah, I would agree.
Do you know what I'm saying? And so immediately it's cool to see that they were together. And it felt to me that immediately too, when I thought about it, I can't remember the last time he was in a movie with Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, I'm afraid I don't know.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, because he did a few films with her as well.
He did, yeah.
It's like Julie Bowen's come back now, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah,
you know
I
what
really
mean?
liked it.
But yeah, Hubie works in a sort of local deli, doesn't he?
He does.
And he's basically the butt of many practical jokes, and you see like a sort of montage of these, and it's basically him just being scared constantly.
Yeah, you do.
They're letting us know for the get-go that Huey is easily frightened.
Yeah.
And that people like to sort of take advantage of that.
They do.
And it happens basically all the time.
Yeah, to be fair, Adam Sandler's screams are always quite funny.
Yeah, to us, like I find that, like, I've watched this with the boys and we were dead the whole time, but especially Chappie as well, right? And it's like, but if you didn't find that funny, this isn't for you.
This is, yeah. Yeah,
You know what I mean? 'Cause
100%.
it's going to happen a lot.
Yeah.
And then Pete's there, who's played by Ray Liotta.
Yes.
Who's the famous Ray Liotta, who I think passed away after this movie. I don't know if he had another one. Maybe he had another one. I don't know.
I'm not sure, but it was shortly after this film.
But he was always great. And, you know, in this film, he just plays the part perfectly and has a laugh with it. And that's the thing here. You're not going to get groundbreaking acting, but you're going to get people having fun. And sometimes that's just what you want to see.
Definitely. And I think Pete is your typical town bully.
He is, basically. And he calls Hubie all sorts of names. But most importantly, he calls him Hubie.
Yeah, and it's not funny.
Sorry,
but
it's not. But I'm thinking, do you know what made me think of, right? And I was thinking this earlier when we were walking the dog in the rain. Don't know why.
I don't know why we're walking in the rain either.
No, no way. My head just is mad. It just sometimes gets these, like, boom. And that's what I'm thinking about, right? It's part of the reason I started doing this, because I was like, how cool would that be? I want to do that. And then, you know what I mean? That's what happened. Yeah. But Pubert is the wee bairn from Adam's Family Values, and I'd be thinking, would his shortened name be Pubie?
It would be Pubie.
That's unfortunate.
It is. I think shortening Pubert would be very difficult.
Perhaps that's the Adams' last, like, worst. Like, they're not really concerned about that.
Nah.
Did they fit in anyway?
Also, they don't really shorten any of their names.
No.
So, not a nickname family.
At some point, whilst Hubie's serving people and he's got Pete there pestering him and his colleague there, Mike, annoying him, there's some kids that go past with a trolley full of eggs and toilet paper. And so Hubie's like, aye, right. And he goes like that, he's like, shouldn't you be in school? And they're like, it's the funniest reply ever. They just go, it's Sunday, dumbass. I swear to God.
Yeah.
It's just hilarious to me. I'm sorry.
Oh, Hubie never does himself any favours.
I shouldn't be apologising for what I find funny, right?
No, and we'll stop doing it from here on out.
Fair. But yeah, when Hubie's serving, like, he's serving a customer who's a lady, and then Pete just turns into him and he's like, is that the first girl you ever spoke to, Hubie? And it's like, it's that typical, absolute vanilla bully nonsense behaviour.
Totally.
By vanilla, I just mean you see it in every movie, in every town, in every wee Ersk child somewhere speaks that way. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely. Also, interestingly, the woman he speaks to is his wife.
Oh, is she the news? Well, she's the news lady in this movie.
Yeah,
But
so she must just be shopping in the deli. But
that's wild, eh?
yeah, squeezing her in at every opportunity.
Aye, Jackie Sandler. She's been in quite a few of his films. She plays an angel in, like, Little Nicky, and, like, she's in a few of the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's part of the joke, really, isn't it? Oh, you know, he's never spoke to a girl before, and he's literally serving as a real life wife.
Yeah.
But Hubie's like, no, I'm just, and it's a wee shame because he says he's got a girlfriend, and it's that whole, oh, I've got a girlfriend in Canada thing, isn't it?
Yeah, try to defence mechanism engaged.
Is that the first girl you ever talked to, Hubie?
No, I talk to my girlfriend all the time.
I've never seen you with a girlfriend.
She is a Canadian resident of Canada. Canada Dry region.
Canada Dry's got to come from somewhere.
Well, and also I love it.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Can you see it anywhere here now? You get Schweppes Ginger and there's a little tiny Canada Dry logo to try and remind you that that's what the rebranding is, and it annoys me.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't taste the same.
Doesn't taste the same.
Yeah, but outside we see Police Sergeant Steve Downey, played by another Sandler friend, Kevin James.
Oh, it's nice to see Kevin James back.
The King of Queens. He receives a call to say that a patient has broken free from the local mental institute called Richie Hartman. Ooh. Oh, spooky Richie Hartman.
Yeah.
And Hubie stops by the squad car basically to tell Sergeant Steve that there's kids that have bought toilet paper and eggs. But Sergeant Steve doesn't really care.
No, he does not.
I do love Sergeant Steve though, because he's that typical ex-cool guy character, and I love it. He's still got a mullet, and it's not even like the cool mullet you get nowadays. It's just, it's very ultra big hair mullet.
It's a super 80s mullet.
Yeah, 80s mullet. That's a better way to put it than that way I did. I don't think mine makes any sense.
Yeah, but I like the fact that he's clearly like most popular guy in school.
Yeah.
But he's not really a super bully like other films would have done.
No, he's no compared to the other people in this movie.
Exactly.
It's like I'm the policeman and I'm trying to treat everybody fairly, and Hubie does my head in, and he fancies my ex-wife, but I'm still going to overlook it because it's Hubie. That's and because I'm trying to do my job.
Yeah, that's it.
Like, he doesn't. You're right. He doesn't come across as an ultra bully. He gets irritated by Hubie, but then everybody does.
Yeah, I can imagine him being quite exasperating.
Hubie, right, that's it. Like, to a degree, when you're watching, you'd be like, "Oh, that would be dead annoying," and that's the effect the Hubie character has on you. He is quite annoying to other people around him, but you still feel sorry for him.
You do. He's got his heart's always in the right place, but he's just a bit.
You tell me there wasn't kids like that at school, Ken, who were like people were bad to or mean to, but they were just kids. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a shame, and I always felt for that person when I was a kid.
Yep,
do you know what I'm saying? But anyway, so does Steve apparently, because he's actually all right to him. But at this point, he's just like, "Oh, can't be arsed hearing this right now." And then, and basically, while Hubie's talking to him, he's saying that the people in the supermarket are buying all the toilet paper and eggs, and he's like, and all you can see is his mouth at the top of the car window, because Steve's tried to shut the car window, so you just see his mouth out. And I don't know why they do it and why you get a shot of just his mouth, but it still makes me giggle when I see it.
It makes me giggle too, particularly because his chin is actually pressed against the glass, and you can just see the press.
Is it? I never noticed this.
Yeah, it's hilarious, especially because he's telling him about an offer that about if you can get a slice of pizza for $1 in the deli on a Sunday or something. He's like, "I think there's going to be a riot."
I think there's going to be a riot.
And like I say, see if you're not into this in the first 5 minutes, you're probably not going to enjoy the movie.
Nah, I think that's a fair statement.
But Hubie's basically, he's clearly a frequent caller to the police. We see a sort of montage of Steve answering the phone and him being like, "Hubie," and he's like, "Oh." I don't know if we see Kenan Thompson at this point as well
it's
doing it.
It's not Steve, it's Kenan Thompson.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yeah.
Right, well, there you go. Aye, and Kenan Thompson's also in this film, and he plays the deputy at the police station.
Yeah,
and for Sergeant Blake. And from the small part he has, he plays it well and he's funny because that's what Kenan Thompson is.
He's hilarious.
He's still doing the same stuff that made me laugh when I was a kid and I was watching Kenan and Kel, which I watched all the time. Do you know what I mean?
I also very much enjoyed it.
It was so fun. We were watching it again on something, maybe
It's
Paramount.
on Paramount Plus, yeah.
And it is still funny now.
It is.
But Kenan Thompson's funny and he's good in this.
He's very
good.
good.
Small part he has.
Yeah.
But there's many people with small parts. Like,
that's it.
We then see Hubie getting chased home through the supermarket by a bunch of kids with ghost face masks on. And my first thought was, 2020 must have been a scream year. But the fact 2020 wasn't a normal year as a whole. I can't even remember what Halloween was like. But we get that here sometimes, like Squid Game year.
Yeah.
So many kids with the suit on, with the mask thing on.
Mm-hmm. And then there's Purge year as well.
Purge, yeah, we got one that was loads of Purge kids. I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's weird, eh? Always falls apart. Well, a Squid Game one I can sort of understand. It was kind of perfect.
Yeah, especially it was quite good for parents because you could just, if you got the mask and you had like a red tracksuit, you were sorted.
I'm hoping we get some Squid Gamers this year because then I'll know that they were their siblings, their older siblings were Squid Gamers a few years ago.
Yeah, just hand-me-down Squid Gamers.
I could swear we had a couple last year, man.
I think we did have a couple last year. That does ring a bell.
That's probably exactly what that was. But anyway, what the kid is O'Doyle.
It is O'Doyle,
Which is, if you know any Adam Sandler's films, you know that there's an O'Doyle and they're generally some sort of bully and they've generally got red hair for some reason.
Yeah, and they usually shout, "O'Doyle rules!"
Aye, and it's like, I think it's something that they did because I think now O'Doyle was originally written in by what's his name? Tim Herlihy or something.
Tim Herlihy, yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't even remember, I keep forgetting.
Aye, it's difficult.
Tim Herlihy, guy that he wrote Billy Madison, and that was one of the characters he wrote in, and so it's just consistently kind of popped up since. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? In loads of movies, and and this was no exception. We've got an O'Doyle here as well.
Excellent.
Again, Sandler's greatest hits.
At the end of the bike race, he gets launched over the handlebars of his bike.
Bike race.
Did I say bike race?
Yeah, they're having a little bike race. Bike race in Salem.
I meant bike chase.
Sorry,
Whoops.
Bike chase.
Anyway, he ends up over the handlebars and he lands on his neighbour's lawn. And he just springs up. And I was like, I'm sorry, but if that happened to me, I would be so winded.
Aye, but maybe he's just like super fit.
Yeah, I was thinking that maybe it's one of these things that happens to Hubie quite a lot. So maybe just...
We've already seen it, tumbling into the animatronic Halloween things.
That's true, yeah. But he's superhuman as Hubie.
Yes, and Walter Lambert is played by, Steve.
Big Steve.
Right, now, I've never known how to say Steve's name before. So I Googled it and I found a video of him talking about it. Right? So he said the Italian is Buscemi.
Okay.
Right? But growing up, they were Buscemi.
Buscemi, okay.
And then now he just says Buscemi.
Buscemi. Fair enough.
He's like, now it's just turned into Buscemi.
As people with an unusual surname, you do just prefer it when people just ask you how to say it.
Yeah, we've got an unusual surname, and so it is quite... There's a Z there, so it's quite something. But right for the get-go, I think Buscemi is really good for right here. It's just Buscemi, yeah? Just being him.
He really
he's got
is.
away, and he's, I don't know, there's something, when you see him in something, you're like, oh, this has got to be quite good. Like Con Air, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's it. He does have quite a good range, though, in that, like, he can...
Yeah, I know, but you're right. I mean, I just joked about Con Air, but you're absolutely correct. He goes from that to being a gangster, I think, in some stuff. And
Yeah, and, like, some quite zany characters, but actually Mr. Lambert appears, initially, to be quite normal.
yeah, he is.
And quite sweet.
Totally normal guy.
Totally normal.
Walter compliments Hubie's thermos, and he's like, oh, your Halloween decorations are great.
Yeah, they're lovely.
Your kids must have helped you with all of this.
Well, I don't have any kids, as far as I know. No, I definitely don't. I do have a girlfriend. Lives up in Canada, northern section, Ontario. So you probably couldn't find her up there.
So basically, Hubie's Canadian geography, at least, isn't stellar.
You think the girlfriend would have kind of kept him up with speed with that?
Yeah, to be fair, I've been to Canada like one time. I'd love to go back. I'd love to go and see Ontario, especially.
I think we may struggle to find it.
It's in the northern region, apparently.
Apparently so, yeah. Also, this is very much us, where we've got all the decorations, but none of the kids.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But that's fine. But the kids love coming here at Halloween.
Yeah, fun enough, we were talking about this at work, actually. What is the universal symbol that, like, it's okay to go to somebody's door? And we think putting a lit pumpkin outside or some sort of lit lantern.
Aye, I think that kind of says, we're inviting you to our door, you'll get a wee treat.
I think that's the universal symbol, yeah.
But aye, Walter's a bit sketchy here, because he's like, if you hear any noise, don't come and investigate, just it's fine, don't worry about it.
Aye, don't worry about me, I'll be alright.
I'll be fine, don't come and check on me. Is that a key part? He's like, don't check on me.
100% a red flag right from the get-go.
I'd be like, okay, you're a freak. No.
You're not wrong.
He's not a freak, right? We'll find out what he is shortly. And we see the pea-stained sheets on the line. Now, I have looked again, and I can't find the source of this pea-stained sheets joke, unless it's just something that Sandler thought was funny, and so has consistently done it. Or it's just a reference to Big Daddy and The Waterboy.
Yeah, could well be. Could be either, really.
Because both of those have that. And I think, or again, it's simply that this is just as what he's doing. He's given us all his little jokes in one cosy movie.
I think that's it. And they are particularly gross.
Yeah, they are. And again, it just reminds you, I think that's it. It's that retrospective thing where you go, oh, that's funny because I'm thinking of that other movie. I'm into this now. Or it might have the opposite effect. I don't know. Some people.
When Hubie gets in the house, he's talking to his mum, who is played by June Squibb. A squib is something else in Scotland. It's another word for firework.
Aye, or a damp squib. But that's something that's just English, general
English.
Really.
Maybe it's a British thing then.
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard Americans say damp squib, man. Because there's a joke in something where somebody says damp squid instead. And it might be like How I Met Your Mother or something. I'm just guessing. But
that sounds like them.
Damp squid is also one, I believe, that some people say. And I used to say until you were like, it's actually squib. You'd have to. She's also in that movie Thelma. We've got that earmarked.
Yeah.
She plays the lead part. She plays, I believe, Thelma in that movie.
She does indeed play Thelma, and it looks quite good.
I don't even know what it's about. I've just seen that she's in it. I've seen it's been pretty well rated. I'll get a shot.
As Hubie comes to the door, he is scared by one of their own decorations.
I mean, like I said, we're building a picture here, aren't we?
Yeah, he's very easily startled as our Hubie. And Hubie's mum has got a very unusual collection of T-shirts.
Yeah.
And she says that she's been going to a thrift store with her pal, and the T-shirt is boner donor on it.
Yeah, and it's got like a medical symbol or the Swiss flag, whichever way you want to look at it.
Yeah, whichever way you want to look at it. Yeah, and she tries to explain to Hubie what a boner is, but she just thinks it's a mistake.
Yeah. Which Hubie takes on board.
He really does. He takes it as absolute gospel, so he clearly has a lot of reference for his mum.
These T-shirts are a great gag, by the way. They keep giving.
They really do. They really do. But yeah, Hubie's mum is just checking on him because she knows that how mean people in town can be to him. And it's really sweet. And she kind of recalls some of the times that the town's been quite mean.
It's just after, basically, Hubie's come in and said, we've got a new neighbour and his name's Mr. Lambert or whatever.
Walter Lambert. He seemed like good people.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Some improvement over those Andersons. The way they used to toss firecrackers at you.
Oh, no, that was the Epsteins. The Andersons used to throw garbage into my bedroom window.
Well, who was it chased you around the yard with a tennis racket?
That was Dad.
God rest his soul.
Oh, for sure.
Hubie.
Honestly, it seems like it's been all throughout Hubie's life he's been tormented, but he never seems to let it get to him.
No, he doesn't. And it's like, one thing I notice here, right? At the end, when she goes, God rest his soul, despite the fact we know his dad's chased him with a tennis racket, he goes, oh, for sure. Like, he's still in agreement.
Mm-hmm.
that his dad was a good person. His dad probably was a good person. My dad chased me with several things, probably, in my youth. Chainsaw, probably.
Potentially.
Some sort of decapitating device.
Yeah, your dad's got a lot of power
Sharp tools. I'm not suggesting that my dad attacked me with tools when I was a child. It's fine.
Do you need to own child?
Well, it's Halloween. Ooh, spooky tool dad.
Could
No, my dad is proficient with many things, and most times, most weekends were spent helping him do things in the house. It was like, oh, Ken, can you hold this, or help me with this, or
Pass
whatever.
me these screws.
Aye, totally, aye.
As every child does, because I do the same at points. But yeah, Hubie obviously doesn't want to admit that he's scared when he gets scared by things.
Yeah.
So when he comes in and he gets frightened by the decoration, he goes, I was just practicing yelling.
Yeah, that's right, aye. I was just practising yelling, just in case. So you've got to get your yell practising. There's also a bit here where he tries to open a jar, but then he just hands it to his mum and she just opens it right away.
And it's a really wholesome, actually, because you see them doing things together that are quite nice, and home's obviously quite a haven for Hubie. Like, they're making cookies together, and he's like, oh, can I lick the spoon? And she's like, yeah, of course you can.
After a hard day being the Halloween monitor.
Hard work.
I believe at this point probably self-appointed.
Oh, definitely volunteer. Hubie is looking at an old yearbook up in his bedroom, where he had won most likely to marry his pillow. The less said about that, the better.
Right.
Steve, as in Sergeant Steve, had won most athletic.
Kevin James won most athletic. There you go.
He did, yeah.
A very athletic man.
Very. And he's admiring Violet, and she managed to win most friendly, most popular, and best looking. In the yearbook, it's also revealed that Steve and Violet were a couple in high school. At this point, Hubie is frightened by a decoration bang on the window in the wind, and I think he launches the yearbook out of the window. He certainly throws something at the window and it smashes.
Yeah, he throws it straight through because he gets such a fright, and it's like, it cracks me up because we're getting a more severe reaction each time to these frights.
Definitely.
It's just getting beyond silliness.
It is. But yet again, the thermos comes to the rescue and acts as a wee hoover.
Yeah, because it's got a hoover in it too, obviously.
Obviously.
Do you know in like DC now how they're like, oh, I've got a freaking magic quantum cupboard that you can store all your Peacemaker stuff in, right? I don't know, just an example.
Just
or
an example.
Pocket Universes, for example. We've got those as well. It's like, is that what this is?
Yeah, I think Hubie Halloween is actually a DC character.
There you go.
So yeah, he's cleaning up the glass, and his mum's like, is everything all right? Did you have an accident? And he's like, I'm cleaning it up.
Right.
Stop fussing. And then we see outside the escapee is standing outside having a pee.
Yeah, he's peeing on the ground.
Yeah, you just see him from behind peeing. I think it's quite Halloween-esque. Like, quite Michael Myers kind of standing in the street.
Yeah, so we're
staring
poking
at the
fun
house.
almost at something that's absolutely iconic, but he's actually having a pee, and it's just like...
Yeah, I think it's hilarious as well. Just says more about me than anything else.
Do you think it's like, are you the kind of person who finds Hubie Halloween funny? Yes.
Yes, we can be pals.
That should be the first question you ask someone when you meet them, and then you know if you're on the same wavelength.
This is it. You can tell a lot about somebody by their DVD or Blu-ray collection.
Or their Netflix history, bringing us into this modern sort of era.
So we finally reach Halloween morning, which is quite exciting. And we see...
Very exciting.
Very exciting. And we see Violet, who it transpires is the foster mum to 3 children, Tommy, Cookie and Danielle. Mm-hmm. And she's being very responsible in saying that they can't have sweets for breakfast.
No.
But that they can put them on top of cereal.
I know.
So,
You can't have sweets for breakfast. Well, you can. So.
Well, kind of. As long as you put it on top of cereal, that's all right. And then she starts watching Wake Up Boston, which seems to be their local news channel, and it has like a dubstep intro that I was dead into.
It's time for the news. I can't remember what it said.
It definitely wasn't that, but I did like it.
Thanks.
The presenters are obviously talking about all the things that are going to be happening in Salem for Halloween night. But they're clearly not coordinated with each other because they're all dressed as Harley Quinn.
Yeah, I think personally that this is a nod to the fact that Hubie is a DC character because we've got another one. Yeah, no, genuinely. This happens all the time. It's like I just said a minute ago. Mm-hmm. There's one costume that you get a lot of people are that year, and this would have been Harley Quinn's year, either because of the Suicide Squad had come out, or Suicide Squad the original, and then the Suicide Squad, which is the revamped, much better version, or Birds of Prey, which is a pretty good film as well. I enjoyed it anyway.
I enjoyed it.
Right? Harley Quinn was really sort of around at the time.
Yeah, definitely.
But that happens every year, that's what I'm saying, with the kids.
And I think it happens with fancy dress in general, or stuff that's kind of in the zeitgeist. We have a fancy dress parade in our town, and every year you and I, and sometimes Mum and Dad as well, take a guess at what is going to be the thing that year. Like, for example, maybe it was last year or the year before, Wednesday Addams was just everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah. You did that year too. No, it was a different year. Was it? I don't know.
It might not have been, actually. I think I did that as well.
All right.
She's an absolute icon.
She is an icon. She should absolutely be celebrated, and everybody should dress up as her every year.
Sorted for the rest of my life.
It's an easy costume, to be fair. We've actually, something I forgot to address, we actually have Thing in the podcast room with us today as well.
We do, being very helpful.
Just see if he wants to say anything. Do you want to say anything? There you go.
That's all I want to say. Nice.
That was our first special guest. There you go. First Halloween special of the season, because we're going to have two, by the way. Didn't I say that earlier? This one and the next one, Halloween specials. There you go.
Yeah.
But we also had our first guest.
Boom.
Magic.
One of the segments in the morning news programme is an interview with the mayor, sort of saying what is going on in Salem that evening. And Hubie's mum pops up in the background with yet another baller t-shirt.
Oh, what was it this time?
I shaved my balls for this. So, I don't know where she gets these from, but I don't want to.
The best thrift store in the country.
Yeah, I don't want to go.
We need to go to Boston, and we need to go to thrift stores. I'd like to go to Boston, so we'll do thrift stores over there. Feels like the kind of place I would enjoy.
Big on coffee, I think.
Is it?
I think so.
Even better. And the mayor's actually a guy called George Wallace. He's a comedian, but he's also the mayor of Gotham in Batman Forever.
Wow,
right?
okay.
But then he was also the mayor of New York in Little Nicky.
Oh, goodness.
And then he's the mayor in this.
Wow.
Another wee Sandler connection for you.
There you go.
The Batman Forever one, that's a bit random. But he was the mayor in Batman too, so.
But a mayoral connection. We move location slightly here to see Sergeant Steve investigating an attack on a
I
pig.
dropped my pen.
Oh, God. What's your face and head?
I've got it.
You got it, you okay?
We can continue.
Okay. We now move locations a little bit here to see Sergeant Steve interviewing a couple of people on a farm after one of their pigs has been attacked.
Aye.
Peanut the pig.
Peanuts the pig. It was a peanut.
Peanuts. I think it's just Peanut.
No, it's just Peanut. It's
just one peanut.
But I love this, man, because, like, so the woman's Louise, her name, character name, which is Kim Whitley, right? And she is in a movie that I find very funny, and that's Next Friday.
Okay, yeah. I knew I recognised her.
She plays the aunt in that.
So the farmer is really distraught about the pig and was like, oh, the pig was my best friend. And then she's raging about this.
It's so funny, man. Peanuts was my best friend.
And he's so serious, it's so intense about it.
I know.
Poor Peanut.
But at the end of the scene, she's still going on and he's really annoyed. He just goes, Peanut's dead!
Yeah, the two of them are hilarious.
It's so funny, man.
Honestly, the two of them are very funny because there's one point where he's describing how they found out that Peanut had died.
Yeah.
And they were saying they were in the house and that they heard Peanut squealing and they do a recreation of the squeal and it's so funny.
It's great.
It's very, very funny.
It's Lavelle Crawford who plays that part. And so recently we had Happy Gilmore 2 come out and he's in that. He plays Slim Peterson, who's Chubbs Peterson's son.
Oh, nice.
And I recognised him when I saw Happy Gilmore 2 and I didn't realise who it was until we sat down and watched this again.
There we go. He's now part of the Sandlerverse. He's got work for life.
He's in there now, right?
That's it. So this scene kind of gives us a flavour that there's other things going on in the town.
Ooh, spooky goings on.
Indeed.
There's quite a lot of tangents going on here already, though, isn't there? Quite a lot.
Yeah, quite a lot going on. We go back to see Hubie at the Salem Witch Museum.
Which looks awesome.
It does look really cool. But Hubie being Hubie, he's got like a bundle of like word searches that he hands to one of the volunteers or members of staff at the museum who are like in the pilgrim style dress.
Yeah.
And says, this is for people in the queue so they can do it while they're waiting. And she's like, oh, thank you. And then just immediately dumps them in the bin.
I don't know who that woman is, but she is funny in this movie.
She's very funny.
She just comes up at the most random times.
Yeah, and she's so funny because she's just so deadpan. Like, she's so...
It's like there's no one home.
Yeah.
Aye.
Thank you. And then dumps them in the bin. Like, so blatantly in front of him as well.
It's the bin's right there.
Right there.
Doesn't even try and hide it.
So actually it transpires that while Hubie is there, Violet is also there. Convenient. She's there supporting a school trip that her daughter's also on and introduces her daughter to Hubie.
Say hello to Hubie. Hi, Hubie. What school do you go to? No, he's a grown man.
Yeah.
I've known him since kindergarten.
Yes, we had Miss Colettis' class together.
Yes, we did.
You were the first kid to get earrings.
Oh, I was? Oh, I'm sorry. I just thought 'cause the thermos.
Why? You want some soup?
No thanks.
Your friends? Alright, it's here if you want it.
You want some soup?
You want some soup?
Oh my God, Kat and I do that a lot. We've said a few times that we say this, but that's just, Kat and I have all these little sort of vocal things that we do and silly things that we say. And you want some soup is one of them whenever the subject of soup comes up.
Pretty much, yeah. As soon as soup comes up, that's the verbal jukebox you're going to get.
Your soup?
What's your soup?
Why does she assume he's a child because he has a thermos? I didn't understand it.
I don't know.
I've never understood it.
No, I also don't understand it. It's a bit of an odd one, but I guess maybe he's got a childlike quality to him.
But watching it this time is the first time I realised that Hubie's great-great-great-great-grandmother, I could be wrong, I don't know how many greats that was, 5, I think.
I've written down 4.
I can't even remember. Anyway.
But it doesn't matter.
Aye, totally. I didn't even know his relative, let's just say that, was a witch.
Yeah, I think it was one of these things that they dropped it in because she stood up against the witch trials, saying that these people were actually innocent people, and then they turned on her and tried her as a witch.
Yeah.
So I think it's just showing that Hubie comes from a long line of people who fight against injustice.
That's really poetic way to put it, and really well put, actually. Thanks. That really helps.
You're very welcome. I have my moments.
But you're absolutely right. I think that is what this is doing, isn't it?
And at this point, also, Violet makes clear that she's got a crush on Hubie.
There's a couple of telltale signs.
And while they're having this discussion, and she's quite clearly flirting with him, he goes, oh yeah, but there's you and Steve. She says that her and Steve have actually been divorced for a while, so I'm pretty sure that's all done with.
Yeah.
But it's quite a nice interaction between the two of them. When they were talking about the new neighbour, Violet mentions that Walter Lambert's name is on a tombstone next to her granddad's, and there's something unusual about the tombstone, and that she's sure that if there was something to be seen, that Hubie would spot it.
I know, right? I got annoyed, right? Because it's like, she's like, oh, Hubie's like, well, what is it? And she's like, I think you'll be able to figure it out.
Yeah.
And it's a way to let us segue into the next scene or whatever. But I would just be like, go and just tell me. I can't be asked for this pish.
I know.
Go and just tell me what's weird about the gravestone, and then I'll go and check it out, right? Just tell me.
Yeah, it would be much better if she'd said something like, oh, there's always been something weird about that gravestone. I can't quite put my finger on it.
Yeah.
And then leave it at that.
I guess, because that would finish the sentence.
Yeah, because it feels like a riddle or like an escape room that you're getting part of the
clue.
clue.
You have to figure it out yourself for some reason. I mean,
yeah.
Whatever,
Yeah.
I'll get over it.
Yeah.
So at the funeral of Pete's dad, that's Ray Liotta's character from earlier on in the deli, Hubie is crawling through the graveyard to investigate the tombstone of Walter Lambert. And upon looking at the tombstone, there's no date of death.
Oh, if only Violet could have told him that earlier and
she
saved
could
him.
have just told him that.
I know. We're going to have to get over it.
Yeah, but it becomes evident here that even the priest doesn't like him.
It does.
I'm officiating a funeral.
On Halloween?
People die every day, dummy. They don't skip holidays.
Even April Fool's Day?
Shut it.
I always thought it was quite a Scottish thing, that. Shut it!
I know. I also thought that.
It's not an aggressive thing. It's something that maybe you'd see people do or somebody in a family would do to a parent that's been really annoying. Shut it!
Aye, it's usually preceded by an ugh.
Shut it, aye. Totally. Aye, it
Shut.
works, aye. Aye, just to say there, that Father Dave's played by Michael Chiklis, who is the guy that's the clobbering man from Fantastic Four.
Yes, he is.
And that man's name is, I forget, it's Thing. The Thing.
The
Or
Thing.
just no, because Thing's him.
Yes.
Sorry, Things gave me a look again. Hold on a second. What's to say something? Sorry. Right, okay. Fine. I get it.
It did an interesting hand gesture after that as well.
He really did, he really did. Rude. Anyway. Sorry. It's nice of her, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, the funeral of Pete's dad. Like, there's a singer at this funeral, and God, she's awful.
Yeah, I think she's supposed to be.
I think she's supposed to be
Surely
awful.
it's supposed to be that way.
Yeah, but it is rough. But it's so interesting that Mike, who is the colleague from the deli that likes to frighten Hubie, is obviously like a choir boy or an altar boy or something. He's
Yeah.
dressed in like garbs and is clearly working with the priest. It's so funny. It's when Hubie turns up, he's like, do you want me to kick his ass to Father Dave?
I can't help it. There's something about that guy. I think it's Karan Brar.
That's right.
Guy makes me laugh in this movie every time he's on the screen.
He is very funny. He's just one of these people who's naturally very funny.
Do you want me to kick his ass, Father?
But the response is excellent as well. Where he's like, not yet, but stay close.
That's right, he does. I forgot about the stay close part. Like, might need you.
Yeah, at any moment, he might just push it too far.
There's no need for everybody to hate Hubie this much.
I know.
But Pete's talking to Hubie about his dad, and basically he's along the lines of, oh, my dad died, and then Hubie's immediately like, oh, this is your dad's funeral? Oh, I'm so sorry. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like he immediately tries to be really respectful, even though this guy's been nothing but horrible to him. For then the whole thing to be a ruse for basically Pete to just shove him into his dad's grave while it's open.
Yeah.
But there's a bit where he says to the mum, to the grieving widow, he's basically like, oh,
great Wicked Witch costume.
I mean, it's Halloween.
It is
Right.
Halloween, but it's also a funeral.
Yeah, but she does look a bit Wicked Witchy.
She is a bit, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, when he realises it's a mistake, he goes, "Oh, sorry, my boner."
No.
He drops a boner. Oh, God, no, he doesn't. Not at the funeral.
Yeah, because the widow walks away and she goes, she's got quite a thick Italian accent, and she goes, why is he talking about a boner?
Aye, but I think she's shouting when they walk away from the grave. I can't remember, because she's upset, obviously, that he's pushed Hubie into the grave.
Yeah, she really is not happy. And he's like, it's what Dad would have wanted. It's funny. It's funny. It's what Dad would have wanted.
And then just to finish this scene off, we get a ridiculous part where Hubie's shouting up and the man that's digging the grave just goes, "Ah, the dead speak!" and then passes out and dies on top of him. It's so stupid.
It is stupid, but I really like it.
I know. I guess every time it's like it's not that funny, but for some reason it strikes a chord with us and it makes us laugh every time we watch it.
Yeah.
Ah, the dead speak. I don't know why I'm making him sound like Bela Lugosi, but Hubie cycles home and he's listening to the radio, which is WTCH. Which is quite clever, I think.
I loved that. I thought it was really clever.
I know. He arrives home to find Walter boarding up the windows in his house. Sus. Oh, sorry, was that cringe saying sus?
No, I liked it.
No, okay, cool.
We're
cool.
down with the
I'm going to
kids.
try and go for it, right?
Yeah,
Here we
we've got
go.
to be more modern.
Anyway.
We're in our mid to late
Mr.
30s.
Lambert is being a sus, is that right?
I don't think you say ass.
All right.
I think it's just he's being sus.
Okay, well, he's being suspectful, suspicious.
Suspicious. Yeah. Suspectful.
Right, Walter Lambert is being sus, right? And he's smashing his windows in. No, he's not.
Famously not.
He's boarding up his windows, right? And then, like, Hubie's like, "Here, Walter, what age are you?" basically.
Yeah.
And Walter's like, "Well, I don't really believe in counting that kind of thing, Hubie." It's like...
He is, but he also said something else interesting. He goes, his initial response is, in human years?
Oh, that's right, yeah. In human years.
Question mark.
Aye, and you're like, yeah.
Yeah. Sure. He said it's all about state of mind, which I actually thoroughly agree with.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I thought that was cool.
Mm-hmm. Especially, I can never get a feel for how old Steve is.
No, but Steve Buscemi, I don't know. I don't know, I feel like he's been the same age for ages. Maybe it just feels like that to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hubie goes on to give a safety talk at the local school. Later on, Violet kind of refers to this as if it might be a bit of a thing.
Yeah, it seems to be an annual occurrence.
Aye, totally. He comes into the hall dressed as a ghost, and basically there's pee stains on the sheets.
Yeah,
quite
using his
honestly.
pee sheets, yeah.
And this is another one of those that's just continuing that joke. Mm-hmm. I didn't know if we need to see the pee stain. Could have just been dressed as a ghost, but maybe it just adds that extra layer to people going, "Oh God, it's Hubie! Look, it's pee stains."
I think it is, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's also a bit here with the teacher. She's dressed up as like an Egyptian sort of woman.
I think she's probably dressed up as Cleopatra.
Yeah, somebody called China Anne McLean. I don't know if I've ever heard of her for anything else.
No, I don't think I recognise her.
I didn't
for anything
recognise her for anything else. But anyway, she actually lets loose on one of the kids.
She does.
Who is giving another kid a hard time, and I think he's giving one of the foster kids a hard time.
That's right.
Because this is another thing that runs through this. For some reason, everybody's cracking jokes about the foster kids. And it's something where I'm just like, do we really need to do that? Like, I understand the level of humour we've got here. But it's like, can we maybe just leave cracking jokes about foster kids in dust now?
Yeah, I think it's again a reflection on the people in the town.
Aye.
But I agree with you that it wasn't really necessary.
Aye, the idea is there. It's supposed to make the people of the town look shitty, and it definitely does that. But aye, she absolutely lets rip on that. I think it's O'Doyle.
It is O'Doyle, yeah, and she's like, why are you reading at a second grade level when you're 11 years old?
Aye, that's right. And you're like, you'd get sacked for that, quite honestly.
Yeah, and there's actually a really funny part where Hubie holds up a sign when he starts giving his talk, and it says ghost, and O'Doyle's trying to read it, and he goes, ghost.
Aye.
Try to read it, but it kind of leans in that
Ghost. I never even noticed that cat. Amazing. So when he's doing his little talk, he opens up. He's got his ghost, and it's an acronym. And he goes through it, and he's like, "What does the G stand for?" And then the guy that's the principal or whatever just is scrolling on his phone in the background. He's like, "Go home." It's like they're just so mean to Huey.
They are. Huey.
They're just so mean to Huey.
They really are. Although I do actually give the head teacher points, because when Hubie starts talking, they start shouting at him, like absolutely yelling.
Yeah.
And the head teacher comes over and goes, "He's a human being."
He does, to be fair.
So I did quite like that. Like,
But then insults him.
But then insults him.
It doesn't really insult him, but it's then very rude.
yeah, he's clearly just fed up with this nonsense. when Hubie is introducing himself and he's like, you know, I'm dressed as a ghost today, but I play a ghost on TV.
Oh, yeah.
And it just gets absolute crickets.
The kids are just like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
What's a TV? We use iPads to stream Netflix, which this movie is also streaming on.
Yeah, the irony.
Other streaming services are available, but you'll not be able to watch Hubie Halloween on them. So he's talking, he basically gives a wee bit of a talk about what he did when he was a kid with his candy, but then also gets frightened by one of the kids' costumes in the process, a wee boy that's dressed as a zombie.
When I was young, I used to build a tower with all my candy. And all the candy that was part of the tower before it collapsed, I would keep for myself. The leftover candy, I would donate to the homeless shelter.
Is that where you live?
Well, son... Ah! Burn him!
Honestly.
Burn him!
To be fair, the little boy's dedication to his fancy dress is real.
It's a pretty good zombie costume. He's got hair, mad amounts of hair.
He does have a
And
lot
like
of hair.
the zombie makeup, and he looks great.
Yeah, like the dressing up level in this school is really patchy.
Aye, totally.
There's some kids that have really gone for it and other kids that just look like they've forgotten.
That's
that it's
probably what
Halloween.
happens in every school all across the world, where everywhere kids celebrate Halloween.
Yeah, it's true. Did you ever turn up to school in uniform on non-uniform day?
Probably. I've not, because I didn't really turn up to school in uniform or turn up sometimes. So
Yeah, there was no uniform back in your day.
no uniform required.
Mental.
But Hubie, the kids, after this outburst, the kids start lobbing stuff at Hubie, and he props up his wee sort of, I think it comes with his thermos.
It
The
does come with his
umbrella, it's an
thermos.
umbrella
Another
that pops
thermos,
with his
so-
thermos. And the umbrella, I love it and I want one. It's just a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin's face on the brolly, and it's bright orange.
It is.
And it's class. And he's bouncing all the stuff off. And basically the teacher, who's dressed as Egyptian, she's like, they wanted to be this cookie. She's like, why are they doing that to him? And she's like, he overstayed his welcome.
Yeah.
It's so mean, again. I don't know.
They've
But
got-
she feels for him, the wee lassie, because she's one of Violet's kids.
Yeah, that's it. They've taught her good values.
The only people in this whole town who aren't total dicks are Violet and her kids.
I think you're right.
Do you know what I mean?
I 100%
And
think you're
Steve to a degree.
And maybe Mr. Lambert.
Stephen, what's that character's name? Keenan's character.
Sergeant Blake.
Aye, Sergeant Blake and Steve, they two are like, they're tolerant, but try to avoid and can't be bothered dealing with Hubie, but they're not overtly mean to Hubie.
Exactly.
Like, there's bits where they try and get rid of Hubie in humorous ways.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But
Also, just to say that Cookie, the foster child, is played by Adam Sandler's daughter, Sunny Sandler.
that's right, aye.
So getting his family in wherever he can.
Oh, absolutely.
really
Like
good.
she's in Happy Gilmore too. She's the one that wants the ballet lessons, maybe, and then MGF from AEW wrestler is one of his kids. It was his first acting role, I think. But and then his other daughter, older daughter, also is in that movie.
She's
Happy
also in
Gilmore
this
too.
movie as well.
Aye, so why wouldn't you get your wife and kids? It's like Rob Zombie and Sherry Moon. People moan about it all the time. Oh, why are you casting Sherry Moon? Because she's his wife.
Yeah.
Is there any, and sometimes that leads to nepotism possibly. But you're
Yeah.
just like, to be fair, it's where whoever's right for the part. And, if that person's right for the part, they're right for the part. Just like we spoke about Fiona Dourif last week.
That is a very good point. Yeah.
She had to work very hard to get the parts she got in the Chucky series. She wasn't given it because her dad was Chucky.
And if I had the ability to bring you into my work, I would.
Exactly. And just to top off the scene in the school, I think somebody throws a dodgeball at him.
That's right, they do.
And it's a very nice little joke that alludes to Billy Madison, and that makes me happy.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie, there's a series of outtakes, and one of the outtakes is from this scene, and it's him catching the dodgeball, and he goes, "Now you're all in big trouble," because that's what he says in Billy Madison. So
I've not seen that movie enough.
I've watched it many times. That's the thing. It's an interesting thing. That's maybe why I enjoyed this movie. I've watched Sandler films since I was a child. Billy Madison onwards. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, very
various iterations of Sandler doing different. It's just like you say, the Sandler-verse. He's got all those people he uses, and I've seen them repeatedly throughout the years, and this just felt like a whole celebration of all of those. I know I've already said that, and I'll probably say it again later, but
It bears repeating.
it does. The next scene's in a coffee shop where I'd like to be at the moment.
I do like a coffee shop.
Getting myself a pumpkin spice latte. But I've already had a can of Monster today, so
Aye, no more caffeine.
even if we did go, it would be decaf.
Aye, no more caffeine for us today.
No, I've had quite enough. Anyway, they're at his coffee shop, and Violet's two older kids order drinks. Tommy, who's played by Noah Schnapp, who is one of the kids for Stranger Things.
Which kid?
Will.
Good job.
Thank you. But anyway, Tommy, he orders a black coffee to try and impress the barista, which surprises Danielle, who's Sadie Sandler.
Yes.
As basically this morning he was going on about how he didn't like coffee and only drank hot chocolate.
Yeah. We've all been there.
The barista is called Megan, and she's played by Paris Burrells. And she teases Tommy before inviting him to a Halloween party. Because she's obviously seeing this and she's like, it's quite clear he's trying to do this to impress me, but you know what? I'm going to let him do it.
Yeah.
Without judgment.
This is it. And she's like, well, if you're ordering black coffee, I'm going to have to see some ID.
Aye, she does say that. That's class. I'll tell you what, she's another one in the town who's nice.
She is another one in the town who's nice.
Because she immediately sides with Violet and her family on the don't hate Hubie front.
That's right.
Do you know what I mean? Because she sort of, I think she says later on she knows Hubie for helping him get hot water for his freeze-dried soup.
That's right, yeah. He's very, very passionate about his soup.
Yeah, she's soup. But honestly, who in the world would turn around and say, oh, I grew out of hot chocolate, or I didn't like hot chocolate anymore? You didn't grow out of hot chocolate, I've had 3 today. I've not had any yet, but I will.
But we will have some later.
The fam got us a chocolate thing.
A velvetizer.
Thanks. They got us that, right? And it's to be honest, I use it all the time. It's great. You put milk in, you put hot chocolate powder or chocolate flakes or any sweetie that you think will melt, and you put it in and it makes your delicious hot chocolate every time.
Very good, yeah. You've made matcha lattes in it before, right?
I've made matcha lattes in it. You just put the milk in and then you put a teaspoon of matcha powder. Bosh, there's your matcha latte.
There you go.
But hot chocolate rules, and he should be proud of his love for hot chocolate.
Aye, no shame.
Now Tommy's like, oh, I'll pop by after trick-or-treating with my sisters because mum's working and I need to look after them.
Sure, you need to take them trick-or-treating. Wink.
And then Mike comes in, solidifying his status as town dickhead, and basically knocks the coffee out of Tommy's hand.
I would be absolutely livid. Beyond livid. Because not only is it black coffee, so it's really hot, it's stained your clothes, and I've not even had a mouthful yet.
Oh, I know, I'd be raging. Also, what's a freshman? They keep going, oh, you freshman. And then she's like, oh, you're a freshman. And I'm like, what does that mean?
So I think it's like the first entry point of high school in America.
I apologise if we've had this discussion on the podcast before and it's information I'm just no willing to retain, apparently.
I think we personally have had this conversation before, but I don't know if it's been on the podcast.
I forget what we haven't said here.
Yeah, it's easy done.
But so it's a first year at high school, so that would be like midway through secondary here.
I think so, yeah.
So you'd be going into like 3rd or 4th year here, something like that. Right, that makes sense. But anyway, why is it an insult then? Oh, because you're the new kid.
Basically, yeah.
So we see Hubie back at home and he's calling into WTCH, but he doesn't turn down the radio, so there's like a feedback loop and it's funny as hell. And what I like about it is because they say, oh, we've told you before, Hubie.
Yeah, this is not the first time.
This isn't the first time, which cracks me up because it means that he hasn't learned. He's not the sharpest tool as Hubie.
No, especially he thinks he's arguing with somebody, he's like, who is this? And then the response is, who is this? Because it's just himself.
I know, and he starts arguing with himself on the radio, so it's no ideal situation.
However, he does call to ask them to play the Ghostbusters theme, so
I know,
good choice.
By Ray Parker Jr.
We then see Violet and she's getting her kids ready for Halloween and she's telling Cookie about how Hubie is the nicest guy in this town.
Oh, and she's not wrong.
I know, because Cookie's like, that guy was at school today, and she's like, oh, did you get one of the famous Hubie Halloween talks or whatever she says? I can't remember.
Yeah, Halloween safety talks.
That's it, aye. So, like, you know, and she's like, he's basically the nicest guy in town. It's quite cute.
Yeah, it's very sweet. And she wraps her kids in lots of tinfoil because one's a tin man and one's a robot.
Yeah, well, she says that when she's coming at the shop at the start, she's got loads of rolls of tinfoil and she's like, I like to make the costumes myself or something. Shouting to everyone in the shop.
To be fair, they're good though.
Totally. When we were kids, it was like, here's that one of the masks in a bin bag. Bin bags are the absolute cornerstone of a Halloween in this country.
They are indeed. The smell of bin bags still makes me think of it.
It does. Because it's like, oh, you're going to be a bat, bin bag. You're going to be a freaking Batman, bin bag. You're going to be Dracula, bin bag.
Witch,
bin bag.
Yep.
And then we see the town preparing for Halloween night while listening to Aurora on WTCH, who notes that it's a full moon.
Oh.
So Aurora's like the person that's on the radio all the time. They hear their voice all the time.
Yeah.
And you see people putting out their pumpkins, as we discussed earlier. See?
See,
Must
the universal symbol.
People are getting dressed up, and we see Mr. Lambert putting furniture against his door. And we also see it, and it's the escapee pick up one of those pig masks and put it on.
Yeah.
And just start staring at people.
Yeah, it's quite creepy. Like, why is there just a pig mask on the
Oh, didn't right? See, when I was at Bloodstock, and this was last time, or the time before, I was walking about the arena, which is basically where the big stages are and all the music happens. And there was a guy just standing there, big guy, huge guy, one of those pig masks on, with a beer in his hand. And he was just like locking eyes with people walking past and just staring at them as they passed.
Oh, I don't
like it. And then the
it.
next person was coming to do it with him. And he was just doing it for entertainment purposes because he had a big pig mask on. But it was still really creepy. And I kind of laughed. And then I was like, but he's no stopping and it's really weird.
I don't like it.
And then this year, I seen a pig mask again, but it was on a spike covered in like stuff in it.
Oh, yeah.
I got a photo kissing it on the cheek. It's kind of gross.
Yeah,
the picture made it look way grosser than it actually was.
Yeah, it looked pretty grim.
It wasn't real, but it does kind of look it in the picture.
It really does. What's quite funny is when there's a little girl that's getting dressed up as Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
And her mum was one of the newscasters.
Yeah, also Harley Quinn.
Actually, it was Jackie Sandler.
Is it Jackie Sandler?
It is, yeah.
Because I know she's dressed as Harley Quinn earlier, and we see a closet full of sweets, don't we? Like somebody's, and it's literally like stocked to the brim.
It's Hubie's mum, and she's
Is
not.
it Thelma?
It is, yeah.
Her name's not Thelma.
Her name is not Thelma. We don't know what Hubie's mum's name is.
I'm calling her Thelma. I haven't even seen that movie yet.
No, but it's a good placeholder. Anyway, she's not wearing a t-shirt this time, but she has got a jacket on. So it's a jacket with the coloured body but the white sleeves that the American football players wear.
Like a varsity jacket.
Yeah, same thing.
Apparently I know what that is, though.
Yeah, apparently so. Who knew?
My inconsistent fashion knowledge is maddening.
But on the back it says, "I'd hit this."
Oh, so she has got a slogan.
It has got a slogan, of course it does. So yeah, that was interesting.
I just wonder if that's what it's like in America. Do you have that many sweets in a suburban area? Or are you really stocking up? I should really speak to our friend Matt.
We see Hubie getting ready to head out to protect Salem on its most important night. And his mum is urging him not to go. At this point, she has changed out of her jacket into another great t-shirt. It may well have been under the jacket. That says, "If you can read this, you're in fart range."
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I should get that t-shirt.
That could be my favourite. I don't know. I've not heard them all yet.
And Hubie's cycling on the street and he sees a cat that's about to get run over by a car because it's eating pumpkin, as cats do.
Yeah, the cat is getting stuck into the pumpkin.
Yeah, really stuck in.
Who knew?
And it's a black cat, which was always my biggest fear when we had a black cat.
Well, Ash getting hit.
Yeah, like Dark Road, Dark Cat, Dark
We
Night.
didn't like Ash being out at night for that reason.
No.
To try and get him to come back. Encouraged him to come home at night time, really.
Yeah, and he had a reflective collar as well, but also he had no road sense, that cat.
Do you remember the time he ran out in front of the car that we were driving?
Yes.
Like, nearly ran over my own goddamn cat.
So he manages to save the cat and pick it up, and he passes it back to the owner. I think he actually throws it back to her. He actually launches it back to her.
Again, I feel like this is a nod to Mr. Deeds, where he does the thing with the cat and he's saving the woman for the fire and he throws the cats at the window.
Oh, I hadn't even clicked.
And one of the people that catches the cat is Rob Schneider. And he goes, "Holy shit, the cat!" Because he's playing the delivery guy from Big Daddy. SandlerVerse, man, it's a thing.
We need a web.
I know, eh?
To try and track everybody through the Sandlerverse. But the owner's not really that thankful that Hubie has saved.
Not at all, not even a little bit.
So Violet has to step in.
Hey, Karen, how about you thank the man?
Oh, hey, Violet. Oh, you fostering this mumbling zombie now, too? Good luck.
You want me to get out of this car and beat you with that ugly cat? 'Cause you know I'm more than capable of it.
Yes! Come on, Violet. Yeah. Best part about this, best bit, and I've got a miss not to mention it, is the cat's reaction to that statement.
The cat's facial expression is an unusual choice.
Yeah, they've basically made the cat's eyes look massive, and it's basically a gonk. It's like
it's a gonk.
And it makes the scene just funny and memorable.
It really does.
Do you know what I mean? And stupid and silly, and that's why we're here.
Yeah, that's what we're all about, really. At this point, Hubie tries to ask Violet out. And he totally just falters. He fades away because she's so hopeful. You can see it in her wee face.
Yeah, she really wants him to.
And then he just like, what happened? He doesn't in the end.
Another thing is, again, we've had the Foster jokes again there. That's what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Comes up a couple of times. It's like, ugh.
Just drop it, guys.
Good. But again, like you say, maybe it's there for a reason to try and point out everyone sucks. But we can get that already.
Yeah.
We need that.
It's pretty clear. Violet also says that Hubie can stop by the diner for some soup if he runs out during his busy night, which I think is really sweet. She clearly knows a lot about him and knows what's important to him.
Yeah, she drives away, and then we get one of my favourite moments, which is when the wee woman that was dressed as a pilgrim or whatever for Pilgrim World or whatever. What was it?
Pilgrim World's from Wednesday.
Oh.
The Salem Witch Museum.
Sorry. What's wrong?
I can see why.
Salem Witch Museum. She's dressed as a pilgrim and she's like, "That girl makes me hella horny."
Yeah, she's like, "I'm asexual, but that girl makes me hella horny."
That's what she says. I'm so sorry. You actually noted, you asked me to take this bit for a soundbite and I forgot.
That's all right, don't worry.
It was one I missed. But no, that woman's timing, man. And her face and the fact she manages not to crack and she stands there with a vacant smile on her face. It's funny.
It's the way she kind of creeps into shot.
Aye.
And I've noted her down as the creepy mole lady because she looks a bit like a mole.
Oh, I created her. I created her. Aye.
Created her.
I created her doing his Pilgrim World. No, anymore, I'm sorry. For some reason, the next page I've actually noted it as Halloween with an Holle.
I went for a simple trick or treat. So we see the little girl who we saw getting dressed up as Harley Quinn with Jackie Sandler and her partner going up to a house to go trick or treating. And the sign clearly says, like, there's nobody home, but take one piece.
It's the honor system.
It is the honour system. So Hubie pounces and busts her when she tries to take a second piece.
Good for you, Hubie. Somebody needs to do it.
Somebody does. It's just the right thing to do. People should be able to be trusted.
I made the mistake. First year in a house. First year having the kids at the door, and we knew they were going to come because we put stuff out. And I went to the door and I stupidly did the thing they do in the movies, and I pushed the bowl out towards the kids.
Yeah.
But the sweeties did not last. I was like, oh no, let's not do that. And I can't turn around and say, you're only allowed one, which is what I wanted to do, and then go, ah, and shut the door. But I didn't do that.
No, we did not.
No, but then from then on, I was like, right, I'll pass them all a sweetie.
So while he's doing the bust on the child, taking two pieces, Mr. Hennessy comes out and asks Hubie what he is monitorising.
So the guy that plays Lester Hennessy absolutely cracks me up. There's something about his delivery and the way he says things that just tickles me. His name's Tim Meadows, right? And he's done a few other things, but the one thing I always remember him for is Dewey Cox.
Oh, yeah.
Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story, is this fictional biopic of a rock star who's literally been through... It's a parody of every rock star you know, and he's been through all of it.
Yes.
He goes through a Bob Dylan phase, has a Beatles phase where he trips out like a cartoon. And there's bits that are like, he does everything. But there's this guy through the whole thing where every time he goes in and he wants to try whatever drug they've got, there's always a wee guy that's like, you didn't want any part of this. And that's Tim Meadows that does that. It's quite funny. But in this, it's what are you monetarising? It's so funny. I'm not sure monetarising is a word.
So yeah, Huey, of course. Huey? No, I've done it. Hubie has a good response when Lester Hennessy is questioning his authority, where he says that he is doing door-to-door candy etiquette checks.
And that is appropriate.
Very appropriate.
Because obviously he caught this wee lass out in the act.
Exactly. Also, Lester Hennessy's wig is terrible.
The joke is that Lester is bald and doesn't like the fact he's bald.
No, he does not.
And doesn't like people to point it out either. And I think there's a bit where I think when the family are leaving, Hubie turns around and he goes, keep the fishnets for fishing next year.
That's right, he does.
I was like, sick burn, Huey.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
It's contagious. You bust it to me, I bust it to you.
Sorry, sick burn, Hubie. There you go.
Take that. However, while talking to Hubie, Lester mentions that he has heard odd noises coming from Mr. Lambert's house. And Hubie tries to guess the noise. Very unsuccessfully.
When you see noises like that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, I'm just going to say no. One of them's my favourite sound later.
Oh, wow, okay. There are some absolute belters in there, and I think I would defy anybody not to find that funny.
Yeah, totally.
But yes, he fails to guess the noise.
There's actually a bit in the outtakes where he's doing it and they're both laughing their asses off because it's too funny to no laugh at.
It's a miracle they made it through any of that without laughing, because it's very funny. Hubie decides to go and investigate.
Hubie's on the case.
And then, as a final insult, so Hubie heads off. Lester then takes all of the sweets that are in the bowl.
He does. Is that just a final insult? Thanks, Lester.
Oh, he's terrible.
These people suck.
They really do. Rotten through and through. So Hubie arrives at Mr. Lambert's house and absolutely launches his bike because he feels there's such urgency to investigate these noises that he's got no time to stop it. So he gets off, but the bike carries on. And he does hear screams from Mr. Lambert's house. And he uses his trusty thermos, again,
of course,
to unscrew the panels of wood that Mr. Lambert's put up to cover the windows.
This is the thermos with the pocket universe in it.
Yes.
Because Hubie's a DC character.
Yeah, I think he's been on the phone to Batman about his utility belt.
Right.
Hubie heads into the house through this window that he's managed to unsecure, and he makes his way to the basement, at which point he also uses the thermos as a torch. He manages to use the torch and he has a look around the basement and he sees scratches on the wall. There's lots of empty cans of dog meat on the ground and some newspapers with some rather large poos on it.
There's big old turds on there.
There is. There really is. And as he's looking around with the torch, he then sort of pans over to Mr. Lambert himself. And then he has a little conversation with him like, Mr. Lambert. And he just goes, Walter.
He's constantly correcting Hubie, saying, stop calling me Mr. Lambert, call me Walter. And
yeah.
Even when he's in like his, what we now kind of suspect is some sort of werewolf-like form.
Yes.
He's He's still trying to correct him.
But Hubie has startled him and he proceeds to leap out of the window and escape.
But he's got like hairy arms.
He does have hairy arms.
And he's got like, and he's looking like he's getting more animalistic.
It's quite funny when Hubie's kind of investigating the basement though. He's talking out loud, so he's like, "Oh, have you got a dog, Mr. Lambert?" And then he goes to the poos and he goes, "Got a big dog, Mr. Lambert?"
Aye, but then when he speaks to Mr. Lambert, he goes,
Was that your feces on the newspaper, Mr. Lambert?
It's like we all
so
know.
it's the fact that he uses the word feces, that's what makes me laugh.
Yeah, and it's also, of course it is.
I know.
Come on, Hubie.
Get with the programme, Huey.
Big Hugh. The next scene is at the police station where we see the farmers who owned Peanut, R.I.P.
Louise and Dave.
Louise and Dave are at the police station. So they're talking to Officer Steve about the pig attack. Sergeant Steve also mentions to them about Richie Hartman and being like, "Have you heard of Richie Hartman?" Asking some questions. At which point Hubie just bursts in. Sergeant Steve outlines Hubie has previously alerted them to a lot of different things.
Somebody put a firecracker in my mail slot. There's a diaper in the middle of Door's pond. There's a weird station wagon at the senior centre. The supermarket is selling expired bacon. Janet from the library has not been as safe lately. I heard a voice in the sewer.
I'm sorry, I didn't recognize him.
Every single time it cracks. It's funny, right? There's so many, right? But it's the sewer bit, and it's when Kieran goes, "I didn't recognise him."
Hubie is clearly a frequent flyer to the police station. So Steve offers for Hubie to become an auxiliary undercover unit, or an AUU, which means that he cannot be seen interacting with the police. He's to keep detailed logs of all the things that he's seen and deposit them secretly into a bin outside of Town Hall.
That's constantly monitored, by the way.
Constantly monitored.
Also, I love this because when he's talking to Hubie's like cracks out his inhaler.
He's very excited about
And
this.
the inhaler obviously comes out the thermos.
Of course.
And then he puts it and he's like, and then every time Steve says something to him, he goes, another little bit of stuff comes out his mouth and he's like, it's, again, very stupid, makes no sense, still tickles me when I see it.
Yeah, it's very Sandler, that bit. When Hubie first comes in, Sergeant Steve is eating sweets. And Hubie goes, "Oh, can I have one?" And he goes, "No, I've only got 30 left."
That's only 30. To be fair, it's probably a long shift. 30 is not going to cut it for me. I'd probably need at least 46.
Oh, right. Okay. But he might have already been through 16. Officer Steve has also clearly been enjoying them because he throws one in his mouth, but he also manages to throw the paper into his beard.
Yeah, he does.
At that point.
Mistake or actual on purpose?
Who knows?
So then we see Cookie is building her candy tower to see, because I love this, right? It's stupid because the film's doing its job, because I'm like, oh, Cookie's nice, because she's listened to Hubie. She's building a tower to see how tall she can get, to see what she's going to donate, because she's going to go and then donate it.
Yeah.
And then she runs out to shout Tommy to say, "Tommy, I want to go and take this to go and donate it." And you're just like, this kid rocks, and she's actually listened to Hubie. I mean, it's quite nice.
She's super sweet. All the kids are.
I think that's how they managed to do this, right? They managed to make Hubie look sympathetic by making everyone else look so horrible.
Yeah, I agree.
It. It's hyperbolic. Make everybody super horrible and make Violet's family super nice to the point of ridiculousness. And it lands.
It does land.
If
yeah,
you're just
I think
looking
it
for a
works.
piece of light entertainment, it lands.
Yep.
Although I actually noted this bit as Vicky's.
Oh,
I don't know who she is. No idea.
All right. Huey
Vicky's
and
house.
Vicky. That's the alternate universe versions in the
that's-
Bizarro world.
But it struck me that I would be building the biggest tower you have ever seen. Blue tack and sellotape maybe as well.
That's not a bad plan. Although I did notice that Cookie did not do something dissimilar and that the base of her tower was very wide.
Oh yeah, of course. You've got to build a pretty wide base to make sure the tower, if you're any self-respecting tower, has to have a sturdy, wide and significantly large base.
Exactly. But the thing is, at least she still did it, like, regardless. Like, she seemed like she'd be still donating quite a lot.
Aye, true. Regardless, she was excited to donate what she was going to donate. Maybe nobody's getting my sweets.
No, I don't share.
Sellotape, blue tack, let's do this. But it turns out that Cookie can't find Tommy in the house anywhere. Then we end up at the party, which is apparently in a barn.
Yeah?
Right. The barn party is underway, and we see Mike, the guy for the deli, dressed as Freddie Mercury. I was going to say Krueger there.
No, you've dressed.
Yeah. Sorry. Well, not quite. So A few years ago, it was Halloween, and Kat was dressed a really cool costume. You were the Joker, because the Joker had just came out, and you were Joaquin Phoenix's Joker.
I was, yeah.
And it was cool, and you had the suit, and you had the makeup, and the hair slicked back, and all that. It was really good.
I really enjoyed that. It's probably my favourite that I've ever done.
You even danced in the stairs without hurting yourself.
Which is a miracle.
Totally. And I decided I was just going to try and do something a wee bit different, so I decided to go as Freddie Mercury Krueger.
Yeah, the ultimate mashup.
Exactly. Who knew you did? It was the mashup we didn't know we needed. So
Can sing you to sleep and then kill you.
basically, it was an excuse not to put Robert Englund makeup on and just put in fake teeth and a moustache. Tommy and Megan meet at the party, dressed, and he's dressed as a Tin Man, and she's dressed as Little Red Riding Hood, which is, fun because there could be a wolf on the loose.
Yeah, I hadn't even clicked.
Hubie arrives at the party to check safety, obviously.
Oh.
And he starts doing that thing where he's like taking the drinks off the kids and he's telling them not to smoke and all the rest of it. And it's like, ugh, party pooper.
Party pooper alert.
There's more important duties to be attending to, Hubie, like making sure kids aren't taking too much candy. Let the kids go and get wasted, all right?
Yeah, these kids are too old to be monitorised.
What are you monitorising? Mike decides to play a prank on Hubie by scaring him in the corn maze by pretending to be a lost child. So Hubie runs off to rescue the bairn. Tommy and Megan decide to go and tell Hubie that it's actually a prank, don't they?
They do.
But it's quite funny because on the way out, Megan makes a comment about somebody who's in the road and being mean to Hubie.
Excuse me, Bride of Skankenstein? Yeah, thank you.
Bride of Skankenstein was a total favourite, I love it.
Yeah. And, you can tell that she's just had enough other people in this town.
Yeah, she doesn't like them either. She's another goodie.
She is another goodie, but has enough sass to at least get them out of the way.
Aye, totally. I was going to say, I've got noted, and it says here, right enough, that he is the Tin Man, but is he David Bowie Tin Man?
Yeah, he's also got a David Bowie-esque
sort of makeup thing on his face.
He does, yeah.
And I was like, is he David Bowie Tin Man? Is this similar to my Freddie Mercury Krueger?
I think it must be, but I can't quite figure out the connection.
I mean, this Schwab boy, one and the same.
Schnapp.
I can't remember what his name was. Schwab.
Schwab. To be fair, Schnapp's not much better.
Sorry, by that I meant we've both had a similar idea.
Yeah, I think it must have been. I'm assuming he's a Tin Man because he's got the hat and he's got a body, but he's got a whole he's got
a heart, but he's got Kit Kats in it because he gives Megan a Kit Kat with his little heart chest.
Is it actually a Kit Kat, or have you decided it's a Kit Kat?
It's a Kit Kat, isn't it?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's a Kit Kat.
It's in red packaging, so it could be a Kit Kat.
Yeah,
but I don't remember
maybe
actually
it's
seeing.
Not a Kit Kat. I don't know.
Well, it's now canon. It's a Kit Kat.
It's a Kit Kat. Cool. Good. Mike is all set to play the prank on Hubie, but then Hubie finds him tied up. And then he's looking all scared, and he gets wheeked away into the corn.
He really does get wheeked away. It's quite impressive.
So we're like, what's going on here? People are being abducted. There's animals being eaten.
Yeah.
There's a psycho on the loose.
Hal-El knows how to put it.
Right? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's all happening.
It's all happening in this movie. Maybe too much is happening. We've also got Hubie story. It feels like we've got quite a few separate
threads
going on.
There's a lot of things going on here, yeah.
Right? And it only struck me this time, because I'm always taken away by how fun I find the film. This time looking at it with a more critical eye. Sorry, that's what I sound like a total wank.
You did a good job.
But seriously, this time looking at it in more detail, you're like,
yeah, there's
you can
a lot
see
going on here.
So when but before Hubie finds Mike, he's looking through the maze, he's looking for this kid, and you can hear shouting and wailing. And for some reason, he just turns around and he's like, Dad, is that you?
Yeah, I think he thinks it's a spirit.
I think he thinks it's an actual ghost.
Does
Mum know you're still alive? He says that as well.
He also makes a joke about his thermos here. He's like, I can't believe my thermos doesn't have a compass. A compass is something that's quite easy to add on to stuff. It does all this fancy stuff, but it doesn't even have a compass.
Bless him, he's trying to help. He's the actual best. I love Hubie, even if he can be quite annoying.
Yeah, I would agree.
The other thing is, it zooms out here and we see the corn maze, and it's in the shape of a pumpkin for some reason.
Yeah.
Which is fun for us, but no for the person in the maze, because it wouldn't really matter.
No, I think people do that though, because they tend to take aerial shots of these sort of things.
Oh, people make them mad shapes.
Yeah.
We see Violet arriving at work about this point too, and the reason I'm mentioning this scene is because Blake Clark's in this scene, who is the man who plays the diner owner, but is also in several other Sandler things. Like he plays the farmer coach guy in The Waterboy. He plays Lucy's dad in 50 First Dates. He's in that one much more predominantly as a character.
Yeah.
Ken, but he is a Sandler guy.
He is part of the SandlerVerse.
At the drive-in theatre, we see Mr. Hennessy, and he's with his wife, who's actually Maya Rudolph.
She's hilarious.
And she's like, if you're not familiar with who she is, she's the bride in Bridesmaids.
Yes.
The movie Bridesmaids. But they're in costume. She's kind of like Bride of Frankenstein style hair. And he's like dressed as a headless man. Yes. with the head like sort of, it looks like he's holding his own head.
Yes.
Sort of thing. And Hubie's obviously there, keeping an eye on everybody at the drive-in.
Yeah, it's quite funny because they make a comment about like, oh, you know, this is just like every other year. There's Hubie keeping an eye on everybody.
Aye. At that point, they're basically like, do you want to mess with him?
Yeah. Oh, shouldn't laugh. It's terrible. They're bullies.
But then, so basically, Maya Rudolph's character, didn't pick up her name, to be fair. She goes up and she says to Hubie, she's like, oh, we've seen a really weird car. And they're like, and she's kind of like, trying to point him in the direction of obviously some sort of prank that they've set up.
Yeah, like, oh, there's something over there.
Oh, and,
Yes.
Hubie Dubois. Careful.
Classy.
Excellent.
Oh, Hubie Dubois. There's no other reason to write that other than that it's fun.
Yeah, it was fun to say.
Oh, totally. Did you have fun saying it when you said it?
I did indeed.
There you go. But then the ghost car, in quotation marks, ends up scaring Hubie to the max and they chase him away and there's kids in there all laughing.
Yeah, it's a convertible car, so when it's chasing them, the lid comes down, it's all the kids in the ghost face masks that are launching stuff at him.
Again.
And
then he runs and he jumps over a wall.
Yeah, he actually grapnels from
he
the
grapples with the thermos, of course.
Yeah.
He uses the thermos to grapple away and escape the carnage. Carnage cat.
Yeah, to be fair, if a car's coming after me, you better believe I'll be over that wall.
Absolutely. But anyway, it's really funny here because you hear Maya Rudolph laughing and then Lester's like, now do you want me?
And
she's like, no. And he just goes, just like fucking crying. It's like, he cries. He goes from laughing into crying.
He does. And then it's so funny because it's got the costume. The hands, plastic hands, supposed to look like it's holding the head. Whenever he laughs or eventually cries, the fingers jiggle with the movement of his shoulders.
So funny. It's the bit when they first decide to mess with Hubie in this scene and he's laughing. He's just like, and you just see the jiggling is just so silly. It just makes me laugh, man.
Honestly, sometimes it's the simplest things make me laugh, but that's definitely one of them.
But over the wall, there's a forested area and Hubie bumps into Mr. Lambert again. And he asks Mr. Lambert, finally, if he's a werewolf.
Mr. Lambert.
Walter.
Your tombstone says you have yet to die. Are you a human being? Or are you a moon-crazed beast from beyond the grave? Grave.
I feel right. I feel that this really speaks to you, Kat.
It does.
Kat loves to add an echo into things that aren't echoes or put a fake echo in certain things at time to time.
I have been known to do it in the past.
Do you know what one of my favourites has been recently? I think you know what I'm going to say.
I do.
We went to see Superman and obviously is it teddy bears? I can't remember what they're called. Is that what they're called?
I think so.
You got the song called I'm a Punk Rocker, right? And it's the one that's in the movie and or at the end of the movie. And every time Kat sings it, she sings, I'm a punk rocker, yes I am. You have to do that little weird echo. I love it.
I do. I make things more jazzy all on my own. And me and Hubie are separated at birth.
It's probably true. But then the full moon comes out and then Mr. Lambert's like, I got a split! And he runs away into the forest.
He does run off before he can answer the question.
It's all going down in central Salem though, isn't it?
Yeah.
The celebrations are in full swing and it looks awesome.
It's popping, man.
It is. It looks awesome when it's a totally different place. And Hocus Pocus 2 as well. Their Halloween celebrations in Salem look like they're off the hook.
I really want to go.
Which one was filmed in Salem though? This or Hocus Pocus 2?
Maybe I'll tell you later.
Ah, excellent. I can't wait. I think I know the answer, but I don't know. I'm going to wait. But the celebrations are in full swing, and Steve is suggesting to the mayor that Richie Hartman's escape and the reports on Mike being missing and everything, maybe they should cancel some of the events this Halloween.
Yeah, maybe just reduce the risk levels ever so slightly.
Well, the mayor's not into that, is he?
No, he is not.
And he's like, I'm not doing that. And then he's all like, trick or treat, smell my feet.
Yeah.
And it's one of these things I do all the time, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Smell my feet. And every time Steve tries to say something, he does it again, doesn't he?
He does.
Smell my feet. But aye, so Salem's hotching at Halloween, you know.
It really is.
Us and every other tourist in the world wants to go to Salem at Halloween. Maybe we should go to Salem at Christmas.
Why not?
Or maybe we should go for the entire festive period. That lottery win.
I'll get on that.
And then we see Cookie and Danielle and they're looking for Tommy. And they bump into Richie Hartman in the big pig mask. And it was at this point, it reminded me of Motel Hell.
Yeah.
Because I just watched it the other day, and there's a bit at the end where a guy has the chainsaw and he's coming at the guy and he's got the pig mask on. He's like, "Rah!" And it's one of those things that's what I hadn't seen the movie, and that was the only image I knew from it. Then, if you've seen the movie, you might agree with me. The form that the story takes was not what I expected, and I would 100% watch it again because it was so odd.
Okay.
And it was a really intriguing story. Just a wee shout out for Motel Hell there.
There you go.
Horror nerds out there will have seen it. But it's Richie Hartman in The Mask, and they ask him for directions. At the diner, Violet's getting Shoop ready for Hubie, and she offers to listen to Hubie's woes.
Oh, I thought it was really nice.
Sort of like a barman or a...
Yeah, very much in that ilk.
Totally. Tell me your worries, I'm the diner guy. You know what I mean? Like, so that happens in movies, doesn't it? I don't know. Maybe I'm just making this up. I think.
More the barman traditionally. But
is he?
Why not?
Hubie outlines why he does what he does. He basically says it's his purpose, because he's like, Violet's purpose to look after kids who need help. And he goes through it kind of thing, and then he says, it's my purpose to make sure everybody's safe at Halloween. But whilst he's doing this, he's pouring his soup into his flask, and it's like 3 different kinds. Some of them are really chunky, and it's really gross. And then at one point he asks for something called A1 sauce, and then she's like, here it is.
Yeah.
But the thing is, she knows he's about to ask for it, and she just slams it on the table, which is quite fun.
She knows him so well.
But I don't understand what it is.
Yeah, no, I don't understand what it is either. I think they call it steak sauce, maybe?
Steak sauce. Right, okay.
Yeah, but it's another function of the thermos, is that it's got a blender. It can blend all 3 types of soup together.
Another thing that the flask does is blend. Flask never ceases to amaze me. If I had a genie that gave me 3 wishes, one of them would be, can I have that flask?
What a waste.
I know, but the other one would be for 1,000,000 wishes. So.
All right, okay. Nah, fine, fair game then.
Obviously, I mean, that's the first thing you wish for.
Don't break the rules, you bad boy.
So Violet mentions that she's tried calling home, but there's been no answer. But that Tommy is looking after the girl, so everything's probably fine.
Yeah, no need to worry.
And Hubie knows otherwise after seeing Tommy at the party, obviously.
Yeah.
But doesn't he say anything?
No, he doesn't. He's no grass, is Hubie.
He's trying to be loyal to the kids whilst trying to protect the kids.
Yeah.
The Hennessy's drive home is disturbed by a patron on the roads. I don't want Tommy, sorry. But when Lester stops the car, he goes, "Shee!" It's really funny. He stops the car and Mrs. Hennessy goes to investigate, and then she's grabbed by the masked figure.
The 2 of them are gone also. So after hearing what Violet said about Tommy, Hubie decides to go on a night cycle to try and find the kids. He is using the Marco Polo technique. So he shouts, "Marco!" And then folk from the street just shout back and they're like, "Marco!"
Asshole!
Yeah, but at first they do weirdo. And then, so it's Marco, weirdo. Just something so simple.
It's so simple, but again, it's just giving us that, oh my God, these people are horrible to him.
Yeah, they're relentless. Relentlessly
never
horrible.
ends, the whole film. Well, most of it, but we'll get there.
So Hubie's lawn is set on fire, and we see Hubie's mum come out, and she says that this happens every year because Mr. Lambert runs past, and he's like, "I hope you're all right." And she says, "Yeah, it happens every year." Poor Hubie.
She looks a bit sort of defeated by it and not very happy. And...
yeah, a bit dejected.
Well, of course, it's her son.
Exactly. She doesn't want to see him tormented. She is wearing another excellent t-shirt though. It is Muff's Diving School.
From what I could gather from when I was doing research about this movie later, that is a popular one because you can buy that.
Oh wow, okay.
Muff's Diving School t-shirt from various websites. I think it's as good as Boner Donor.
I'm not sure which one's my favourite. I think I like If You Can See This Target, You're in the Fart Zone.
Yeah, that's pretty good, pretty good. But the film isn't over yet, so...
We see Mr. Lambert rush into his house. He hurries to handcuff himself to the fridge, only for Richie to show up in the house and says that the 2 of them need to talk.
But Richie is Rob Schneider.
He is, yeah. He's ditched the pig mask at last.
Because at this point you're like, we're about an hour in. Why is Rob Schneider not been in this movie yet?
There he is.
There he is. And this is it. Again, it's very satisfying because you're like, it's Rob Schneider, he's here. Come on.
So Tommy and Megan have headed back to Violet's house and are frantically searching for her sisters. They hear a noise at the front door of somebody trying the handle.
Terrifying when you're a child.
Very terrifying.
Or a young adult.
Yes, especially when you're in a panic as it is.
It would be terrifying for us if it happened right now.
I would be quite frightened if it happened right now, actually.
I'd be out there with one of my crutches, like, "Get me!"
Yeah.
And I'd have to say it like that, like a wee old man. Yeah.
You got that down pat after this week.
Yeah, for some reason, when we were recording the Hubie impressions last night, was it last night?
It was last night.
I swear to God, for some reason, every time I went to Hubie's voice, I wanted to be an old man. It was really weird.
It was so strange.
I couldn't break it. And the only thing that broke it was Kat going, "Say, do you want some soup?"
Yeah.
That'll break it. And I'd go, "Do you want some soup?" And then I'd go into the next line, and I had to do that before every single one.
Yeah.
I heard a voice in the sewers.
But yeah, Tommy and Megan are kind of freaked out by this, but it actually transpires that it's Hubie
Yay!
on the other side. Dropping the girls back with Tommy because he's gone out and found them, which is handy. However, while he's there, he does ask to go and use their bathroom because the soup has, quote unquote, gone right through him.
Yeah, and then he's like, is it a big bathroom? Because I've got a lot to do.
Oh,
It's so gross.
It's so gross. It makes me feel violently ill.
Listen, we are a family talking about their toilet habits. A lot of us have various related issues with that department, you know, but it's for some reason it's the way he does it.
Yeah.
I've got a lot to do.
You don't need to say that. You just need to go, can I use your bathroom, please?
That's it. It's the hands doing all you've got to say.
No detail.
I'm going to go for a big shite. Can you do that? Oh, some people do, to be fair. Also, dropping a deuce isn't the only thing that Hubie drops here, because he name drops Richie Hartman.
Oh, does he?
Which I have never noticed before.
No.
Because that's he says something about secret passages in the sewers or something.
That's right.
Is that, or am I crossing over
He
my...
says a shortcut.
Do you know what? I'm thinking Stardew Valley.
Yeah, not a shortcut through the sewers, but there is a shortcut he mentions, because I've written down shortcut.
Sometimes you can use the sewers as a shortcut in Stardew Valley, and we've been playing it a lot recently.
We have, yes. No, actually, it's all clicking into place for me as well.
Right.
In that he found the kids using the shortcut
He
that
used to use
and
with Richie Hartman.
Yes, and also that makes sense because obviously they bumped into Richie Hartman with the pig mask on and they asked him for directions.
Ah, right.
And that's where Hubie found them. So yeah, Hubie goes on to use the bathroom, delightful. And while he's using the toilet, he hears a dog howling and he assumes it's Mr. Lambert. So he leaves and he chases after this dog that leads him to a haunted house.
And it's just a very cute dog.
It's just
It's
very
like
cute.
a husky, wolfy looking thing. It's cute.
But he starts talking to it, calling it Mr. Lambert. It proceeds to do a big poo. And
If we get another dog, I want to call it Mr. Lambert.
Okay, I'll be up for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the dog poos and then eats its own poo.
Yeah.
So he's trying to convince Mr. Lambert not to do that, which is quite funny.
It's the fact that he keeps addressing the dog as Mr. Lambert. That's what makes it so funny.
Well, the dog runs off and runs back into the haunted house. And he goes, Mr. Lambert, Mr. Lambert, as he's running after it. He grabs a silver bullet from somebody waiting in the queue to get into the haunted house.
So it's like somebody's got like an army sort of bullet belt on, but there's no way that's a real bullet. But no, that's not the way Hubie sees it.
No.
That is it's not just a bullet, it's a silver bullet.
Yeah, I think he's dressed maybe as a cowboy or a sheriff or something.
Right, okay.
Because it's like on a belt, like 111. But yeah, he manages to grab it and run into the haunted house. Hubie is petrified all the way through the haunted house.
Yeah, so we mentioned this thing about him getting frights before. It just goes up time to 11 here. It's
It
mental,
really does.
But it's so funny. Do you know what got me thinking here though? I was like, this is some Halloween Horror Nights level shit in a house.
Yeah?
And then it's got me wondering, do people do that in suburban areas in America? Do people do haunted houses to this level?
It seems to be a bit more of a thing in America, certainly from the programmes that we've seen that are not documentaries and are dramas. It seems to be a kind of very university town thing.
Well, maybe, I don't know. Do you know, I think Texas Matt might end up tuning into this episode. What a feeling, because he loves this movie.
Ah, right.
So one of the reasons I wanted to do this film is because he loves it and Chappie loves it. And I thought, do you know what? If you've got a few people who really like a movie, that's a good enough reason for us to do it, right?
Does Amy also love the movie?
I don't know.
We'll need to find out.
I know. I feel that this might be something that Matt maybe enjoys. Maybe Amy does too. And Amy, if you do, I'm sorry. But and if you're listening to this new, I apologise. So is that a thing in America? I'd really like to know. If at this level, because when you see it, it's like they've really kitted out the whole house. I mean, it's like the Halloween Horror Nights. You go in, there's a route, and you walk through it, right? But it's like someone's really set it up and they've put a lot of work in. And I understand they're trying to raise money. They say that later.
Yeah, they do.
They're trying to raise money for our school. So that maybe is, you're right about the university town thing. But I just don't know. I'm just curious. Is that a thing?
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll have to do a bit of investigating and we'll report back.
Aye.
We see two of our familiar locals coming out the other side of the haunted house, having had a great time. We see Pete and we see the teacher coming through the other side of the haunt.
Teacher dressed up as the Egyptian lady.
That's right. So she's still dressed in Egyptian and Pete has put on a clown wig.
Of course, that is the extent of his efforts for Halloween.
To be fair, he has buried his dad that day.
Yeah, true. Well, and then decides to dress as a clown, which, to be fair, is quite funny.
But to be fair, it's just the wig. He's still got like his funeral suit on.
Yeah, true. He's not really dressed up at all. He's got the wig. He's obviously snatched it. He's probably stolen it from someone because he's a bloody bully.
Probably a baby because he's
Probably
a rotter.
a baby.
Yeah.
Get away with your baby wig, Pete.
Yeah, beat it. Anyway, so he's trying to hit on the teacher at this point. You're absolutely not hitting on me, are you? She was like, I was born when you had your first heart bypass. It's so funny.
Oh, that's brutal. I didn't remember that.
It's very funny.
That's what you deserve to. There you go, hitting on women just because they're having a good time being Egyptian ladies. Okay? I absolutely love it when Hubie's making his way through the house as well. There's a girl under a table and she's like pretending to be creepy. She's dressed up and she's grabbing people's legs as they go past, which would be quite terrifying.
It would freak me right out.
But it would be very cool, right? To be more like him. Because they didn't touch you at Halloween Horror Nights, not allowed.
Yeah.
Which you can at least remember when you walk into one of those things.
I did have to keep reminding myself
They're
of
still
that.
terrifying.
Yeah.
But of great fun, man.
So much fun.
She grabs his leg, and it's when the way he reacts to her grabbing his leg, he freaks out, hyperventilates. That's when they have to start thinking about shutting this thing down.
Yeah.
And it just gets worse. It spirals out of control. He runs to the rest of the house. He maces a guy on the stairs.
He does.
The
mace
guy's
a guy
like,
on the
"Are you
stairs."
all right, buddy?" Like the guy's coming down to see if he's all right. He just maces him.
He's like, "Why did you
Why
mace
did you
me?"
mace me? Like he just
So
panic.
funny.
He goes into absolute panic mode. It's great.
Yeah, they really have to kind of do a sort of a bit of a check, a welfare check
They
on
must have to
Hubie.
do that though. Like that. The thing is, I noticed this. And if you watch any walkthrough of a Halloween Horror Nights thing ever, right? One of my favourite bits is the attendants that are just halfway through, just standing awkwardly.
Yeah, imagine if that was your job.
But
though.
they've got to be there in case
It'd be
something kicks
so
off
much-
and they can eject people who.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean?
I think it would also be hilarious just stand and watch people get frights
Oh,
for
mate.
the whole night. So
I
funny.
think it might actually wear thin after 10 and 20 minutes.
From outside, Pete hears that Hubie is inside screaming his head off, so decides to head back into the haunted house to scare him.
Of course.
Because of course he had the shrug off from the teacher.
Struts in with his baby wig.
Yeah, it was big baby wig. And is on the way to scare Hubie and gets grabbed on the way.
Yeah.
Spooky.
But he's kind of talking to the camera because we've got the view of the sort of whoever's stalking the people. We've got their viewpoint, and it's like a pumpkin. You're looking through the eyes of a pumpkin.
You are, yeah.
And he's like, oh, this Hubie guy, I'm going to scare him or whatever. He's like talking it, bigging up how he's going to scare the shit out of Hubie.
Yeah,
And you're like, he gets it.
that's it, yeah.
But who is this mysterious masked person or creature who's stealing people? We know it's no Richie Hartman now, probably, because he's with Walter now.
Yeah.
At Walter's house, as
He
far
is
as
at
we know.
Walter's house, yeah.
Right? So, who is this person, Cat?
I hope we find out.
I'm just trying to keep the plot on point because it is a bit all over the
It
place.
does get a bit.
Cat had to do extensive work this morning on the plot for this movie.
It was a labour of love. By this point, for Hubie, they have they've stopped the haunted house and they've flicked on all the lights, and they've also called Steve.
Yeah. Phoned the frickin' sheriff, like. But I love it because we see Hubie with Mr. Lambert, but the dog, right? And the dog's sitting there. He decides now's the time, and his best way to administer the silver bullet is to throw it at the dog.
Yeah.
It's just, right, that thought process makes me laugh every time.
Yeah.
I've got a bullet, I'm just going to throw it. That'll get it. Yeah.
He's going to kill Mr. Lambert by throwing and eating a bullet.
But Buster just catches and eats it.
Yeah, so the dog's called Buster.
Oh, yeah, sorry. The dog's called Buster. Catches it and eats it. So.
Yeah. At this point, they've kind of stopped the haunted house and they've turned all the lights up, and the mayor and Steve are there.
It's caused the whole scene.
It has caused a big ruckus, and they have a discussion again about how they should cancel any further Halloween events. At this point, Hubie lays out his theory about Walter Lambert being a werewolf.
Yeah, and most people didn't even know who he's talking about.
I think I know who did this. Oh, so do I. His name is Walter Lambert.
Walter who?
Lambert. Scientists would call him a lycanthrope.
I think he means a lycanthrope.
Is that what it is?
It's a werewolf.
Okay.
He tried.
A lycanthrope.
I swear to God, the first time I heard that, I was powerless. Because it is such a prominent word in the original Wolfman movies. Lycanthrope. It's like you see it you see the definition in a dictionary and everything in that movie. It's such a big prominent thing, and it's just so funny that he gets it wrong, but in the funniest way.
Yeah, like he's got all the right letters, which is not in the
I
right
know,
order.
that's what's so simple. It makes it funny.
Definitely. So Steve calls the station to get someone to go and check over Mr. Lambert's house. However, when he calls the station, he is told that Mr. Lambert and Richie Hartman both handed themselves in 45 minutes ago.
I love that this part of the plot has just resolved itself.
Yeah.
Without us actually knowing.
Yeah.
We see Richie Hartman turn up at Walter's house, and then the next minute they can't because all this other stuff's happening.
But I think that's what when Richie Hartman turns up and says,
We
got
need to talk. That's what
he
it
wants
is.
to talk himself.
Because obviously
and hand himself in.
Keenan Thompson's about to explain the situation.
So it turns out that Mr. Lambert and Richie Hartman were roommates at the Institute, and Richie escaped to try and convince Mr. Lambert to come back. And Mr. Lambert is not his real name.
Shock horror.
I know, we never saw that one coming. It transpires that he just grabbed it off a tombstone when he was escaping from the Institute.
But I do enjoy it because then we then hear Walter and Richie have a wee catch-up in the police station, don't we?
I felt bad you got yourself in even more trouble just to save me.
No, it was good to get out of that place for a while. You did me a favour. Thank you.
Did you do anything fun?
Pissed on a tombstone, pissed on the street. Just some fun pissing stuff.
Nobody pees more than you.
I'm peeing now.
just some fun pissing stuff.
Yeah,
Because it is like you just see him randomly piss throughout. It's just funny.
you do. Also, at this point, why does Mr. Lambert have a pipe?
Does it have a pipe?
Yeah, he's sitting there with a pipe.
Do you know what? Does it need to be explained? No,
No,
really.
nah,
But I like it.
I'm not mad about it.
I'm
It's
not
just
mad about the
something I
pipe
noticed.
either.
Yeah.
When they realise that Hubie's been present for every disappearance so far, the group accuse him of wanting revenge. To be fair, it makes sense.
It does make sense. Like, he's had the opportunity and he's got a motive.
Yeah, I think that's hence why Steve's like, oh, so do I, when he says, I know who's done this. Because he's like, I ken it, it's probably you. But Hubie shouts that Frankenstein is behind them and then makes his escape when they turn around. Don't know if it becomes a sort of in-joke, because when you've seen the film once before, when you watch it a second time, you're like, oh, here's the bit where he's going to joke about Frankenstein, and it happens again later. So you're like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hubie runs through town. At some point as well, we see a hooting owl. There's like a bunch of shots of spooky things.
That's here. So Hubie
Is
runs
it?
through the town and then into a forest.
Oh, that's it. So you see a bunch of shots and stuff, and it just zooms up to an owl that goes, ooh, 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 and it's genuinely a person.
I've got a theory that that's Kevin James.
Do you think so?
I do.
Why?
I think it sounds like I'm going, hoo, 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 hoo.
I know. Do you know what? I'll ask him.
That's a good idea.
Okay, Kevin James, we've had Thing on the show this week as our guest, who's graciously decided to help us out and turn up to this thing.
Yeah, he's been doing all the
So
buttons.
maybe Kevin James will do the same.
Yeah, imagine.
Oh, well, Kevin James just turning up. And be
Yeah,
like,
imagine.
mate, we've only got 2 mics.
I know. You're just going to have to share.
Like when Hubie's running about town, we hear through the radio broadcast that's always on that Halloween's sort of been shut down now.
Yeah, the mayor's finally taken action and agreed with Steve.
Hubie's actually been making his way to WTCH, and when he bursts through the door, he sees Aurora, and it transpires Aurora's a man.
Yeah, not just any man.
That's it. But Aurora's got that radio voice, that like sort of lady voice.
Yeah.
But it's Shaquille O'Neal.
It's, Shaq.
The first time I saw that, I was like, what?
It's such a weird joke that it's Shaq. And then, like, he's obviously not playing Shaq. Like,
No.
he's not himself.
He's playing Aurora.
He's playing Aurora. But that he's got this womanly voice and he's like, oh, when he's been caught. He's got this total shock face.
That's it. And he's like, it's so funny, man, right? And he asks, basically, Hubie just sits down and he's like, I need advice.
Yeah.
Because Aurora's always getting advice on the radio. That's why he's come to the radio station, which I've just realised just now. The only reason he goes is to get advice
Yeah.
from Shaquille O'Neal.
Who wouldn't?
But I love it because he turns around to Aurora and he's like, oh, you sound a little different on the radio. And he's like, well, I guess my radio voice throws people off sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's Shaquille O'Neal's voice goes from being Shaq into this random voice, and he just goes,
He does
there's a little girly giggle.
I like the giggle. The giggle's very funny. And I do appreciate the joke that his wife is there and she comes through and she's got a really deep voice.
Oh yeah, and he's like, oh, my wife's made us dinner, and he's all excited, and she sits down and she's like, I made you some, whatever it is. And then
It's a sandwich, I
it's
think.
a sandwich, and then Hubie's like, I can't wait to hear your real voice too. And she just turns around and goes, this is my real voice.
It's very funny. Silly little jokes have absolutely no influence on the plot whatsoever. Not an iota, but I still enjoy it.
It's so stupid, it doesn't even matter to the plot whatsoever.
Nope.
It doesn't matter, like most of the stuff that you laugh at, doesn't it?
No.
It's not important. But it is so throwaway, but it's just the fact they decided to do this to this woman. But they basically then let loose to Louis. His name's Louis now.
Louis now.
So we
So
went
it's
from Hubie to Huey to Louis. Right, they say that Hubie is the second most frequent caller, apart from someone they think has got a bit of a soft spot for him. They ask Steve to come trace the caller, but it is a prepaid phone.
Yeah, they refer to it as a burner. They've got the proper down. They've got the proper terminology down.
Totally. See, Bob, every time we go to Bloodstock, he always swaps to his burner phone. That's what he calls it.
Oh, really?
It's basically just so that he's got this phone that if something happens to it, it's not a big a deal.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And it really is a good idea, eh? There was a while where it was like a 30... Remember he had a 3210 or 3310 again? This was only a few years ago, and he used it for ages, man.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like everybody's battery was running out. He's like, lol, just still texting Ange like all the time. Like with his wee phone, and it was the click, 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 click.
To be fair, you all got really fast at that, eh?
Totally, aye. Steve asks him if there's anyone in town that likes Hubie, and Hubie tells him that Violet likes him.
Awkward.
How does he know this? So he's aware of it, but he's not willing to reciprocate
Yeah,
because he doesn't know how to.
I think the question is, like, is there anybody who's nice to you? And Hubie actually says, like, oh, it's Violet.
Oh, I see, right.
It's more like some, like, is nice to him.
Aye, I get you. There's something else to mention. When Huey asks for advice, he asks it in the most polite way ever.
Oh,
when he turns around and he says that they always give the most perspicacious advice, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, and I didn't know what that meant.
I know, and it's basically, I ended up looking it up, and perspicacious means having a ready insight into an understanding of things.
Excellent. I'm going to try and add that to my vocabulary.
Totally, but I think it's really cool that he asks in the most respectful way. He really respects Aurora and Aurora wife.
Absolutely, and he has no judgment about the fact that Aurora's actually a fella.
Exactly.
No judgment.
They try to arrange for Violet to meet Hubie down at the harbour, and see in my head when I say that sentence, I'm just thinking of our harbour up the road. They try to arrange for Violet to meet Hubie down the harbour, and they arrange a code word of pumpkin.
They do.
With Hubie. When Violet turns up, Hubie just basically immediately goes, pumpkin!
Yeah, he gets quite frightened.
The
It's a
kids are
shame.
like, oh, he's went straight for the pumpkin. Like,
They should have saw that one coming. He's such a scaredy cat.
I swear to God, it's another one of these moments that I look forward to every time I watch this film.
Yeah.
Pumpkin!
Pumpkin. He's not even subtle about it. He's just like not even making it like I've carved a pumpkin.
I know,
It's
it
straight
just
up pumpkin.
literally just comes straight out of it. Hubie confesses his love for Violet, and Violet reciprocates, and they manage to trace the number to the prepaid phone, and it's inside Hubie's house.
I know. So the phone calls the radio station, and then they manage to trace it from there.
Yeah. And then Hubie steals a boat for some reason to get there faster.
He's in a panic. He wants to get there and rescue his mum.
Listen, I don't know the layout of Salem at all.
No, I don't even know if it's on the coast.
Yeah, so I need to figure out the layout to Salem and see where he took the boat. Is there a boat dock near the house? It doesn't seem like it. It seems like a average suburban street.
No, yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, he steals a boat. I think this whole scene is made to look ridiculous. Like, she meets him at the harbour. It looks dead sketchy. It's all like misty and weird, and it feels like you're watching a completely different film.
It really does.
And
It really
I feel
does.
like this was their ode to stuff like that, just to be silly and to include it for that reason. That seems to be it to me. I don't know.
I think so. And like Violet walks out of the fog in like a Mac coat, so it really is like a black and white old movie.
If the bit wasn't black and white, you wouldn't even have noticed, I think.
To be honest, even the colour scheme, because of the fog,
It's
it
all
does.
muted.
Yeah.
Hubie's headed straight home, and then when he arrives, he sees Father Dave hanging for a tree outside his lawn.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, he's just like replaced one of the Halloween decorations and is just hanging
Does he
upside
scare
down.
Hubie when he passes? Is
think
that why
he's-
he's there?
I think he's trying to, yeah.
Right. Well, Hubie's mum is basically fine when he gets home. She's sitting in the living room, and it's really creepy.
It's quite weird.
She's really sinister.
She is super
It's
sinister.
making me wonder if that's what she's like in this Thelma movie that we've not seen yet.
Could be.
But she's sitting there and she's got this really sort of vacant, sinister smile on.
She's got a great t-shirt on, though.
Uh-huh.
Kayaking gets me wet.
Oh, that's quite good. That's class.
Yep.
It transpires that she's the caller, and she's the one that's got the soft spot for Hubie.
Of course she does.
She's the one that's been trying to show him how much she cares.
Yes, she is.
All of the missing people are tied up to stakes in Hubie's backyard. How poetic.
Yes.
Given the family history. A news crew arrives to cover the unfolding drama. And you have Jackie Bird, the other one. Jackie Sandler, who is called something else in
I
this
think
movie,
she's
probably.
called Tracy.
Tracy. No Jackie Bird.
And I think it's Hubie's mum who's called the news crew
Right.
to prove Hubie's innocence
Right.
and show how nice he is. Like, trying to talk her out of it.
I see. I didn't pick that up either. I just thought the
think-
news crew had randomly arrived. And Jackie Bird's on the scene. Which would be quite something for Boston, Massachusetts.
I would put nothing past Jackie Bird.
True. National treasure.
She is indeed.
Right. Martin McCutcheon,
Why not?
who we spoke about last week as well.
There you go. We'll
Who will
start-
it be next time? Who knows? Hubie's mum starts to prepare to set them on fire.
Oof, she ain't messing around.
It's like that bloody man. That bad man MGF tried to do when in Glasgow at AEW, he tried to set Mark Briscoe on fire.
Yes, he did. Terrible.
I thought that was a bit much, actually.
It was quite intense, actually.
Oh, God, he's going to set him on fire. And Hangman Page was like, oh no. And I was like, right, wait a minute, calm down, lads.
Kenny's not even in
We're
Glasgow.
talking arson. We're talking murder here. You know what I mean? There's a whole kayfabe thing, but I'm like, are you going too far with that? That's a bit
Yeah.
silly. Didn't really bother me, though. It was just like, go and kick his ass, Hangman! Like that.
There you go.
I love when the news crew arrives and Tracy, who is Jackie Sandler, goes, she's like, a scene of Halloween horror.
Yeah.
Right? And it's that unfortunate way that Americans say horror because they don't pronounced that last part. And because we're Scottish and there's a lot of R's, you tend to pronounce it.
Yeah, we overpronounce, they underpronounce.
Aye, totally. I actually had a wee chat with Matt and Amy about this very subject some weeks ago on their podcast. But yeah, but it sounds like whore.
It does sound a bit whore.
You know, this is where I labelled in my notes that it was Jackie Sandler. Just here, at the end.
Okay.
That's useful, eh?
Yeah.
Hubie tries to convince her not to do it, doesn't he? Mm-hmm. And she's all like, oh, well, I need to do this, set everything right before I go.
Yeah.
And he's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
It's like, what, before you go to heaven? And she's like, I'm probably going to hell, Hubie.
I like that candour.
But Pete chimes up and he's like, look, there's sirens, you crazy old bat, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, well, I better do it now. So it's completely counterintuitive. Like, do you know what I mean? And then his mum throws the match onto the pyres. She's been lighting it with gasoline and everything. So they're soaking it with gasoline. Hubie has like a memory. He has flashbacks of all the stuff that's happened.
Yeah, and all the horrible things
all the
they've
horrible
done to him.
things they've done to him. And he still saves them just by throwing his last little drop of shoop. Comes out his flask and it hits the match and puts out the fire, saving them in the process.
He's a good man.
The police arrive with Mr. Lambert and Richie in tow to arrest Hubie's mum. And the tied up people all yell abuse at Hubie. Why can we not say this man's name?
I don't know.
They all yell abuse at Hubie to let them go. And Hubie's mum berates them for still ripping into him and still yelling at him, even though he's saved them.
Yeah, it's terrible. They're awful to him.
And she's like, why do you feel the need to bully him all the time? They outline their reasons for being annoyed with Hubie. And there's a few. And one of them's like, Pete's like, oh, well, I feel like I'm really dumb or whatever.
Yeah.
And so Hubie always uses big words. Perspicacious. I think that's the only reason that bit was in there. So
I don't think Hubie uses another large word.
So they could tie that into that one bit.
Yeah.
And I think Maya Rudolph's like, oh, well, you know, I'm looking at him, he's got loads of, he doesn't look like a man who has a lot of sex kind of thing. And she's like, but he's got hope. Damn him and his hope. It's so funny, eh? Like,
I think she even calls it sex hope.
she calls it, no, his mum calls it sex hope.
Oh, that's right.
She's
there we
like,
go.
aye. And then, but my favourite one is Lester's. It just cracks me up, man. I lost my hair 20 years ago, and every time I walk into a room, I feel silly. Why should someone like Hubie have such a thick, luxuriant head of hair, and I look like a California raisin?
California raisin. So funny.
The guy just cracks me up, Tim Meadows. So funny. And then, in the process, Mr. Lambert decides to chip into the sort of...
The confessions.
The confessions. That's the word I was looking for, aye.
My brother-in-law once said that I had no ambition. And then he bit me. And I became a werewolf.
It's the Lee. And he's got, so at this point, him, I think, and Richie are both pointing guns, but they don't have guns. They've just got their fingers to look like guns.
Yeah, they're pretending to be
because they
police
believe
officers.
they've got guns.
Yeah, they're having a great time.
So obviously everybody and their mum's watching on telly, including Violet.
It must be a big local event. You better believe I'd be watching that on the news.
Absolutely. But Hubie's mum pulls the Frankenstein trick, doesn't she?
She does.
The police come and she's like, oh, look at Frankenstein. And then she just runs away.
Yeah.
And then when they look after her, there's like a mystical light in the woods. It's really weird.
I've never noticed the light in the woods.
Yeah. And then you hear a laugh. Like,
You do
his
hear a
mum
laugh.
has this echoing laugh that echoes round the place. And it's like she's disappeared into a misty light into the woods. And you're like, she's a witch.
Oh, interesting.
That's what I always took for it.
Is that what you took from it, right?
Aye.
Okay.
While getting Mr. Lambert ready to go back to the Institute, he confesses that he was the one that killed Peanut the pig because he was hungry.
Oh, no, not Peanut.
I know. And it's about that point where because I think Steve or someone goes, well, who killed the pig? Who killed Peanut?
Yeah.
And he's like, that was me. I had a little case of the midnight munchies. And it's like, and then that's it when Keenan's like, I think we need to get these guys back to the institution.
Yeah, they've got to go.
Hubie's allowed to talk on the news and publicly says that he has broken up with his Canadian girlfriend. How convenient is that? Didn't he? They weren't working out.
No.
And he's available now to date Violet if she wants. And then he kisses the camera and we see Violet being equally as ridiculous, kissing her giant screen TV at home.
Ah, that's nice.
It's kind of gross.
It's pretty gross, yeah. It's an extreme close-up of Adam Sandler, for sure.
Aye, totally.
To close out the movie, we see things a year later on Halloween, and we see Violet and her kids getting ready for a night out, and they're ready to go trick-or-treating as people from the incident last year.
Oh, it's so funny. Their costumes are class.
They are great. So Megan is dressed up like Mr. Lambert.
She's got like a vest on, like Mr. Lambert had, and like the hairy bits coming out.
Aye, but only up to the forearms.
Aye, and only on the forearms, and she's got like the the sort of hair. It's funny.
Yeah, and the three kids dress up as Sergeant Steve, Richie Hartman, and Father Dave.
Aye, Tommy's Father Dave, he's got like a bald cap on.
He does. He looks brilliant. It's great.
You need to hit him up for bald cap advice for Halloween's.
And they all look really happy and really well, so which is lovely to see. It transpires that Hubie has also been elected as mayor of Salem, which is exciting.
He's got a mayor sash.
He has got a mayor sash.
Because earlier on, we've not mentioned it, but he's got a monitor sash that he's obviously made himself. But now he has a real official mayor sash because he is the frickin' mayor.
He is the fricking mayor. He's giving the kids a special gift to keep them safe while they are going out trick-or-treating. Each one has a personalised thermos.
Oh yeah, they've all do different things. I can't remember. I think
Yeah.
Megan's is a hairdryer. Tommy's is a flare gun.
That's right, because he fires it into the neighbour's house and hits the lady with the cat.
It's that dick with the cat.
She deserves it.
Aye, totally. Smash her one day.
I can't remember what the other two do.
Also, can't help but feel that this was another sort of Sandler gag because the shot is set up exactly the same way as in Happy Gilmore when he smacks the ball for the first time.
That's
and he
right.
smashes the window across like way down the street. Mm-hmm. Sort of the same vibe. That's what I got for it.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Same window in the house and everything. It's the one on the top right, I'm almost convinced.
Hubie then cycles off through the town with his police escort from Sergeant Steve off to do his mayoral duties.
And there's a bit where he's going past the bike and he sees O'Doyle.
Oh, the
and
O'Doyle.
the other kids.
Yeah.
And O'Doyle just goes, "Hey, Hubie, you're the man."
Yeah, it's
class,
quite nice. Yeah, and Hubie plays a trick back on him, doesn't he?
He does. He goes, "Oh, watch out for my mother who's right behind you."
Yeah. It's quite nice because you also hear the radio playing to kind of fade out the movie.
Yeah.
And one of the last lines is Aurora talking to his wife and saying, "Let's lady and tramp that shit."
Oh, with their pasta.
Yeah, referring to their pasta.
Yeah, that's so funny. I love it. This is my real voice.
Definitely a voice for radio, for sure.
Totally. And then just as it ends as well, he goes, "Happy Halloween to all, and to all a good fright."
There we go. What a nice way to round it off.
It is. Finn!
Mikey, what did you think of this one, honey?
Well, listen, right, it's a bit of a mess. There's a lot of plot points going on. They all do come to a satisfying conclusion in the end, to be fair, and they all do tie together. There's nothing that's left you're wondering. But it just feels a lot, at the start especially, or midway through maybe, there's a lot of threads, isn't there?
There is.
You're just like, what's the focus of this film? Is it Hubie? Is it that? Is it this? Is this an aside? What's an aside? I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot on the go.
But like I say, they all do come to a logical conclusion, but there is a lot of characters. I said that earlier, it's a cameo cast. A lot of big names in this that have come along because they want to have fun. That's what I think they are there for.
I agree.
And that's what they did. And they gave us some fun in the process. But it's like I say, there's a lot going on, a lot of characters, a lot of names. This was a really challenging one to put together.
It was challenging. Which is interesting because it's not really a challenging watch because you can't just let it wash over you.
Oh yeah, totally. It's cosy. It's cosy. You're getting all those Sandler jokes. So folk like us who have grown up with those films can relate to that and enjoy that and feel comforted by that nearly, probably without even realising it. And so it becomes cosy for that reason. That's what I think. Hubie's an amazing character as well, and he can be lovely, but they do a good job of making him quite annoying. As you can imagine, dealing with that would be very challenging on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And that's why sometimes we're like, Sergeant Steve or Steve the police, right? He does treat him with a level of patience, I think, because it would get challenging. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know. So they do a good job of you still making him sympathetic despite that.
Yes.
But then still making you understand why people find him annoying. But you still absolutely, there's no way that people should be getting away with treating him that horribly.
Yeah, I agree with
And
that.
that doesn't always sit right to a degree. You're like, why are people so horrible to this guy?
Yeah.
You know? And I'll go into a bit about that in a second. But, you know, like I said earlier, I think if you're not a Sandler fan, this is not going to change your mind. In fact, this is going to remind you all the reasons you don't like him. But conversely, it's also going to remind fans why they find him funny. And it's going to tickle their funny bone because they're going to remember all of these things from all these films. And they're going to maybe appreciate that. I think that was the reason they did all that. And it's quite funny because I said there's a lot of plots going on, but like one example of that is, right, the Hartman thing is a red herring and it's just replaced by another one with the Violet thing.
Yeah.
And you're just like, so we've got rid of one plot and then, but they're just bringing on immediate, there's another herring in the house. Come on, I mean? It's like, do you know what I mean though, right? But there's so many silly, funny moments and it's really come part of our Halloween, man.
It has.
Do you know what I mean? We said that earlier, but it really has, eh? It's not even just it's become a part of the Cat and Mikey sort of vocal stim list.
It has, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I went online and I found some negative stuff about this film, obviously. I mean, look at the score. We said it was almost 48%. You know, the majority didn't enjoy it, but nearly half did. Do you know what I'm saying? Fact. But I found a thing saying that somebody thinks it's not appropriate, that it feels like the film's poking fun at somebody with a developmental disability, and that it sort of falls into the trope of characters being really mean to someone and then learning the error of their ways further down the line.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
and
I
then
do.
it being, oh, well, we were wrong, but then, so everything we did, do you know what I mean? I don't know, like...
I know, and it is a kind of old trope of, you know, the person who did the bad thing being punished, but I think it's not a bad story to tell.
Yeah.
I think it's an important moral story that you shouldn't do that,
Aye.
and there will be consequences for actions, is the way it should be.
I would like to put it a different way. I feel that Adam Sandler somehow always feels related to the outcast.
Mm-hmm.
So he's Bobby Boucher from The Waterboy, Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, arguably Sonny and Big Daddy. I think he relates to the outcast, and I think that's why he constantly does this.
I think you're right.
To prove that the outcast should... I think people are being offended by Sandler trying to do something positive. He's trying to say the outcast shouldn't always be treated like the outcast. They're actually... And he's saying that, he's done that over and over again through his career. And if it's either that this formula works and people find it entertaining, or this is just a point I really want to make.
And I think there's a bit of evidence actually for this is the point I want to make. So there's something that Hubie's mum says right at the end of the movie, after the big reveal that it's her that's been snatching all the people, is that she says, true bravery is being kind even to those not being nice to you. And I think that really captures the essence of the movie.
That's the movie in a nutshell.
It is.
It really is. As for the positive side of it, you know, people were saying that they enjoyed it. The cameo cast, obviously, is quite satisfying. Someone even said they were buzzing and felt all fuzzy inside at seeing Bowens and Sandler on screen together again.
I can understand that. They've got great chemistry.
Yeah, because this person clearly had a connection with Happy Gilmore, and so they got to see that it made them feel like they were getting that again. Do you know what I mean? It's basically the embodiment of Halloween. It's in Salem. It's in a town, you know, where they celebrate Halloween to the max.
Yeah.
All the stuff. There's spooky things, and there's a werewolf allegedly. You know, there's an escaped criminal. There's all these sort of tropes that make spooky film tropes all in one thing, and it's just to make it quite satisfying, fun, and cozy and Halloweeny, and it works for that, I think. And that's kind of what people were saying online. And they're obviously it feels like a love letter to sort of Halloween specials and movies.
Yes, I would wholeheartedly agree with that, and that's definitely something that I enjoyed.
Yeah.
And I think the more you watch it, the more you pick up.
Aye.
So for example, as we talked about, when people are getting grabbed, you see it through the point of view of the person grabbing them, and it is the sort of triangle eyes of somebody wearing, we think,
Pumpkin mask.
But that feels very reminiscent of Halloween.
Yeah.
And there's the point where Richie's standing outside the house.
Yeah.
Also feels quite Mike Myers and Halloween.
Yeah.
And there's loads of little tropes and nods, like even some of the music they used. Like there's one point where the girls are watching Creature from the Black Lagoon, so you get some of the music from the kind of classic monster movies. So I really do think this is a bit of a love letter to Halloween.
One of the best films ever, just saying.
It is a masterpiece.
There was loads of positive comments, loads of negative ones, and my favourite of the Reddit comments that I found: I'm saving all the Netflix Sandler films for when they legalise weed in my state.
Oh wow. Oh wow. That will be a journey. Would you like some trivia for Hubie Halloween?
Yeah, totally.
Cameron Boyce was supposed to appear in the movie before his death on July 6th, 2019.
That was brutal, eh?
I know, it was so sad.
So I didn't know
young.
that guy from too much. I knew him from the Descendants film. He was in that. He played Cruella de Vil Boy.
He did. He was
De Vil Boy. He played him.
He did.
And I saw that because I remember watching it in the mornings before school when the kids were much younger.
Yeah, much.
But do you know him from anything else that he was in?
I'm afraid I don't. But I think I should though. Because apparently he was in Grown Ups and Grown Ups 2.
He's one of the kids.
Yeah.
So that's why he was going to be in this.
That's why he was going to be in this.
Right.
But unfortunately, he passed away and had to be replaced by Karan Brar.
Who, by the way, was hilarious.
He did a very good job, which must have been a really difficult role to take on. Really difficult.
It's a really difficult role to take on because you're taking on the role of someone who's passed away and who's loved,
yes,
especially within this circle. But he's funny as hell in it. So
he is very funny.
Pulled it off.
But he was also... Karan had previously worked with Cameron Boyce
on the
Disney Channel's Jessie, which I've never heard of.
Oh, right, yeah.
So it must have been pretty difficult. And that's why the movie is dedicated to Cameron Boyce.
Yeah, I noticed that the first time we watched it and I wondered.
So as we've already outlined, there are a lot of nods to previous Sandler movies in this film. And there's one that's a bit more subtle, where Hubie has a poster of Burt Reynolds from Smokey and the Bandit.
I noticed this poster.
Yeah, it's in his bedroom. And that was put there as a tribute to the late actor who starred alongside him in The Longest Yard.
Oh, of course. Ah, yes, he plays the Liza in The Longest Yard.
Right, okay, this is an interesting one.
Oh, wow, okay.
On October the 15th, 2020, Boston TV station WHDH announced that reporter Elena Pinto had been fired after appearing in this film as a news reporter because it violated her exclusive contract with the station.
But she's not actually reporting the news. It was fake news.
Well,
Fake news. Fake news.
Well, I can tell you WHDH did not see it that way. This is the 5th Adam Sandler film in which the love interest has the initial V.V.
Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah, the other films were Billy Madison, Veronica Vaughn,
Of course.
Happy Gilmore, Virginia Venet, The Waterboy, Vicky Valancourt, and Little Nicky with Valerie Veran.
That's mad.
These movies have like Inception.
That's cool, man. I love that. Is there a reason for that? Nah.
No reason was stated.
Mental.
The mayor's garish jacket is supposed to be a riff on the mayor's jacket from Jaws. Both mayors refused to cut off festivities despite potential harms.
Fair.
Yeah, and when you actually look at the jacket, it's really similar, that kind of stripy, garish number. Although set in Salem, Massachusetts, it was actually mostly filmed in a nearby Marblehead, Massachusetts, including the scene of Hubie cycling through the town. Of course, the Salem Witch Museum scene was shot in Salem.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So that is there then.
Yeah.
And by the way, Hocus Pocus 2 wasn't filmed in Salem either.
All right, okay.
It was filmed in Rhode Island.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's no surprise, is it?
Nah.
If you get the right location for a film, or if you get to the location it's supposed to be based in, it might not work. That's just fact. That's filmmaking.
That is, unfortunately.
You know what I mean?
Like the number of times we've seen stuff that's supposed to be based in Edinburgh that it's just like, you can't turn that corner.
I know, like, there's a bit in Sunshine on Leith where she takes the weirdest route to Waverley Station you've ever seen.
Especially she's in a hurry and you're like, oh, you wouldn't
You wouldn't go that way.
No.
No. But like, and there's other, but like, I've seen that film Books of Blood, which is the one that's based on Clive Barker's short story, and that's based in Edinburgh. But there's bits where it's like they've cut it together and it doesn't even make sense because but visually it does.
Mm-hmm.
You actually, when you're doing a film, a lot of the time you'll draw a map of the fake place so you know what it looks like, so that you can make it most immersive possible and make it go, well, actually, this is what it's supposed to look like. I've got to draw a map of this place, so I know it makes sense. Do you see what I mean?
Never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Mark Twain, exactly.
Last but by no means least, as we said, Hubie Halloween does feel like a love letter to lots of Halloween-y films, and Hubie actually lives on Elm Street in a nod to Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh, that's so cool. I didn't notice this. It must be quite in the passing.
It must be, because I didn't notice either.
That's class. Love it. That was just some really interesting, sort of wholesome trivia.
To go with a wholesome film, I would argue.
Aye, I think so, aye. There is no Wilhelm scream. We're 14 movies we have covered this year, and we've had one. Well, we've had two, but for the same movie.
Yeah, we have. Yeah, we're not doing great on Wilhelm screams. I thought they would be a lot more prevalent than they are.
No way. Well, I didn't care. I think it's fun.
Yeah.
The next time we get one, we're going to be buzzing.
Exactly. We get quite excited when we hear them, so it's quite nice.
What's your favourite line for this movie?
My favourite's quite a little line, but it's, Hubie, do be careful.
And is it just because it was really fun for you to do?
It was really fun to do, and I love Maya Rudolph.
Oh, and,
Yes.
Hubie Dubois. Careful.
I feel like you really channeled her there.
I've tried my best, and I would love to channel her more often in my life in general. And actually, while we're talking about Maya Rudolph, it's just really interesting to see how many people who are in the SandlerVerse have come through Saturday Night Live.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's loads of them. Like Maya Rudolph did, and Tim Meadows did, Kevin James, Adam Sandler himself, Kenan Thompson is still on Saturday Night Live, so he still does it. There's loads of
I'd arguably say he came up through Nickelodeon, but yeah, you know, I get you.
Well, yeah,
You've got to make a segue into adult comedy somewhere.
That's true, yeah. Very good point. I think it is quite challenging to do that.
Aye.
But yeah, it just seems like a lot of the sort of cast of people that Adam Sandler have come through that channel.
My favourite line, after having to take some time to consider it because there's just too many funny ones in this movie, my favourite has to be when Hubie decides to drop the bomb on everybody that he kens exactly what's going on, but when he doesn't actually ken what's going on and he can't actually say lycanthrope.
I think I know who did this. Oh, so do I. His name is Walter Lambert.
Walter who?
Lambert. Scientists would call him a lycanthrope.
I think he means a lycanthrope.
Is that what it is?
It's a werewolf.
Okay. Okay.
But that's it. Like, Hubie doesn't even try to argue back with her. He's just like, oh, right,
I've
got it
learned
wrong.
from this.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what, right? You say what you want. I ken loads of folk that if you correct them, they get pissed.
Me
They
included.
get pissed. But it's like, see, when somebody corrects me, sometimes it depends on the way it's done.
Yeah.
But often you've got to use it as an opportunity to learn.
Yeah, that's it.
Always treat every day as an opportunity to learn.
Definitely.
There's my wisdom for the day.
That is a good wisdom.
That's a good wisdom. And what about sounds, Kat?
Okay, I've got an unusual favourite sound for you.
Mm?
And it's not technically one sound, it's many sounds strung together. So there is a band playing in the party in the barn, and I just love it.
I believe the song's called Dancing with the Devil.
I think it might be.
Ghosts and goblins, very scary. Wolfman's back is very hairy.
There's a lot of these. We were dancing there.
We were vibing to it.
There's a lot of these little lines in the song that are just, it's just silly. But it ends with him going, dancing with the devil, or something like that.
It does. It's got a big sort of flourish finish, and I really appreciate it. And I really wish they had released it as a single to go alongside
I know.
this.
They released a music video to go alongside it. Netflix channel did, but it was just clips from the movie, and it was just about a 2-minute long clip. It was
That's rubbish.
a video, so to speak.
I got a bit too excited.
I wish the band were real. Maybe they are. I don't know.
Maybe they'll go down the K-pop Demon Hunters route and actually release it.
Aye. I still need to watch that movie.
I do fancy it.
Aye. I have two favourite noises. And my first, both involve Mr. Hennessy. The first one is when he's talking to him and he's talking to him and he's trying to tell him, he's trying to guess the noise that Lester heard from Lambert's house. And that was the noise, that was my favourite one.
How did they manage to keep a straight face?
Don't know, and they didn't for a lot because you see it in the outtakes. I know I mentioned it earlier, and we didn't mention it in the plot breakdown, but there is a hilarious collection of outtakes at the end of this movie. It's one of my favourite parts of the movie, is watching the outtakes at the end.
Yeah, it's something I really appreciate, and not a lot of movies do it these days.
Nah.
And I do love a good gag reel.
I like that Pixar do it.
Yeah, I know.
It's a lot of effort.
So
a lot
much
of effort
effort
to go into just for a gag. Like.
Yeah.
And my other favourite was Lester when he stops the car abruptly because there's things in the middle of the street when she gets out to investigate it and stuff. Shmai! I love that one. That was my two standouts. And they were both noises made by people's faces.
That's how noises generally work. After those delightful sounds, would you please tell me some of the reviews for this film?
My pleasure. Our first bit, and right, okay, just a reminder, I'm going to read these verbatim as well and do that every time. But just as it's written, because it's an accurate reflection, all right?
Typos and all.
Exactly. The first person says, this movie is a hilarious comedy that really shows the funny side of people and also growth of a young man whose mama is a witch.
So
See?
Somebody's got the same theory as you.
His mama's a witch. Mama a witch. That's going to be the name of my first album. And it's going to be Halloween-tinged blues. I'm going to release a record every year.
Wow, okay.
I've just decided. It's going to happen.
There you go, you've got 365 days nearly.
I know, I can't date for this year. It's
There's
quite
not
soon.
enough time. Aye.
So this next person clearly has the same sort of relationship with Adam Sandler. I think a few people do. This has become a Halloween must-watch for my daughter and I. I've said it once and I'll say it again, you can always tell that Adam Sandler and his friends are having a great time making these movies. I said that earlier, didn't I?
I totally agree with that.
Aye. He makes these for families and friends to enjoy, and it's always so obvious that he puts his heart into it. As someone who grew up being bullied, it's refreshing to see someone not become bitter, stay selfless and focused on the community like Hubie does. Hubie Dubois is truly a Halloween hero.
Yes.
That was
yeah.
really well put.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that totally encapsulates the whole heart of the film.
Aye, totally. I think I said last time when I think I talked about Hubie Halloween when we were doing Problem Child. And I said that the Problem Child has zero heart. Mm-hmm. And it nearly has it occasionally, and then it completely flounders and doesn't have it.
Yeah.
Hubie Halloween at least has that.
It has so much heart.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our next person... Isn't he? Is keen. Pretty bad due to its acting, but not completely terrible due to having some pretty funny moments.
I don't think this person knows how they feel.
Yeah, I think they're a bit confused.
Yeah.
And then, not as confused as our next reviewer, who simply said, it's a movie. Yeah, I agree. Do you know what? I can say I 100% agree with that reviewer.
That is 100% accurate.
100% accurate.
I also wonder if it's the same one as the person who did horrible.
Horrible. I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, somebody else isn't very keen here either. Unless you really love Sandler and his buddies doing yet another unoriginal and worse, unfunny, juvenile film, you may want to skip this and do something more enjoyable, like pulling your eyebrows out one follicle at a time. Sandler is one heck of an environmentalist, recycling his characters over and over again. Yawn.
Seems to split the crowd, like either you love it or you don't.
It seems a bit harsh, but fair enough, if that's what you think it could be worse. You know, the person whose article I was referring to earlier, who was talking about developmental disabilities and its place in sort of movies, and they were having a bit of a rant. They referred to the audience as dim-witted.
All right, that feels a bit cruel.
That's nice of them, eh?
Yeah.
You know, as soon as somebody does that, you're just like, you're a bit of a dick. I think.
And also it kind of defeats the point of what they're trying to do.
Exactly. They've not really put across a viable argument. It just came across as a bit ranty.
Yeah.
Anyway, and our last reviewer says, I think the crybaby critics on here are devoid of anything fun in their life. You quite literally only live once, and you're sat here whining that Adam Sandler didn't tickle your balls like you want it to. Grow up!
Right. Okay, wow.
Grow up! Adam Sandler didn't come and tickle your balls. Get over it. Last bit I added.
Yeah.
Actually there.
I'll try my best to get over it. So, Mikey, for you, is this movie fresh, rotten, or rank rotten?
See, if I was a serious film critic, I'd be sitting on the fence right now going, I'm not sure what I should say, or if I should say I liked it or no, or, I don't know. But this film tickled my funny bone throughout. It's fun and it's cosy and it's a wee retrospective throwback to all of Sandler's films so far. Mm-hmm. Films which I have either enjoyed or not enjoyed, to be honest, throughout his career. Mm-hmm. Right? Some of them I didn't watch as often, some of them I've not seen as often. But there were other films that were there when I wanted to watch them and wanted cheered up at the end of a day.
Yeah.
At the end of a shit day when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, like, for me, it has a positive reaction for me.
Yeah.
And I get to get all those throwbacks and a bit of cozy Halloween goodiness at the same time.
Yeah.
And then there's the other element of it too, obviously, with people saying they're offended. But I guess that's just up to your interpretation. Like, I don't find it offensive.
Yeah. And I don't think it's an interpretation of people with developmental disabilities.
No, it's no. Like, I don't find it offensive, and I'm sort of in line with that reviewer who said that they watch it every year with their daughter, and that, it's nice for them to watch as somebody who's being bullied, to watch somebody continuously do the right thing. Mm-hmm. You're losing focus, I think, by focusing on you're focusing on a different element of the film when you could be focusing on something more positive about it.
Definitely.
Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
It's a cosy film for me, and I watch it every year, sometimes more than once, and it makes me giggle, and there's bits I love about it. And I love it when it's near Halloween and it's time for us to sit and watch Hubie. So for me, it's fresh.
That's fair.
What about you, Kat? What do you think? Would you say it's fresh, rotten, or the dreaded rank rotten?
For me, this movie is fresh.
Cool.
It's by no means a masterpiece.
No.
But I think I enjoy the heart of the film and the fact that kindness wins out.
Aye.
Like, the characters we see that are continually pestering Hubie are not very happy characters. It doesn't look like they're really doing very well in their own lives.
Aye.
I think they're focusing on Hubie as a bit of a distraction, if I'm being honest. But Hubie
Lester's definitely not having a good life.
definitely not having a good life, and his wife's not very happy
His
either.
wife's not happy either. She's clearly being promiscuous. It's very much alluded to in the movie.
It is alluded to in the movie.
And various other... He's not having a great life.
No.
Pete's depressed because doesn't he feel like he's very clever, and so he's sad about it.
Yeah, they've all got their own reasons.
Yeah.
But Hubie just continues to stay in his own lane. He focuses on his own life, and he doesn't let these things bother him. And I think, yeah, as I say, I love the heart of the film, of the kind of kindness wins. And it's got some really silly humour in it that really tickles my funny bone. So for me, it is fresh.
The dead speak! Like that.
Exactly like that. That's why I think this movie is fresh.
Yeah. It feels like a weird scenario to sit here and say that one of Adam Sandler's goofiest comedies is a fresh film. Mm-hmm. But then that's what we do here.
Yeah.
We're no film critics. We're no specialists.
Nope.
We didn't still study film and media.
Nope.
We are film viewers and people who watch movies
We are.
a lot and enjoy them, and we're giving you what we think, and we're giving rotten movies a second chance. And you know what? I'll stand by the fact I say that this is a fresh movie because I enjoy it so much. And that really should be the criteria, really. I've said to you before, like, Van Helsing, man, I feel like I should have said it was rotten. It's quite shite at times, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a bit daft, and it's stupid. But again, it's another film I love to watch when I just want to relax and chill out.
Yep.
And so really, does that not mean that it's fresh to someone?
It
To
does.
me. Do you know what I'm saying?
I
had a
think so.
conversation with your mum about this very thing, and she was like, well, surely the criteria is if you enjoyed it or it made you feel happy or you were engaged with it, therefore it's fresh. Is it not that simple?
I think
And
it's
sometimes
that
I think
simple.
it is.
Yeah, I think that's why the whole point of doing this.
And as for if we'd watch this again, I think I've just answered that a second ago, eh?
Yeah, and me. I would watch it again. Well, we've been to Salem. Where are we off to next?
We are off to Maine,
Oh, okay.
to Whipstaff Manor, for our second Halloween special. We will be covering Casper from 1995.
Excellent.
And I'll tell you, to me, it feels like a good thing today because it's his 30th anniversary this
It is
year.
his 30th
And I know
anniversary.
we're not be the only podcast covering this right now.
No.
All right? But we're going to cover it because I want to.
That's as good a reason as any.
Yeah, I remember the film coming out in 95. I was a child of whatever age. I was about 8 years old or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it was I remember being buzzing to go and see Casper. I knew of Casper. I'd seen Casper cartoons a bit in the past, but never like on TV in any extended form. Every kid knows who Casper is. And I was excited to see the movie, and I enjoyed the film for what it was. And I'll be interested to do it now because I haven't seen it I don't know if we've ever watched it together.
I think we might have, but not for a very long time.
Okay. It's about 10 years maybe, minimum.
Probably about that.
Yeah.
Which is dead exciting.
It is really exciting. And some hand gestures for the thing there. I've watched enough Wednesday to know that he's saying he wants to join us again next week.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
It's been really handy having him here to
Way.
pass us things. Well, I'm so sorry. I didn't even mean it. Good Lord. Nah, he's not offended. It's fine.
It's okay.
Just before we go, last thing to say, if you're enjoying the show, please do let us know. You can email us at rankrottenpod@gmail.com. You can get in contact or follow us on Instagram at rankrottenpod. We now have, what's it called? TikTok. I was going to say Twitter. We don't do that. We've got TikTok though. TikTok, and that's at rankrottenpod also. Let us know if there's a rotten movie you want us to talk about. Let us know if you want to say hello or whatever else. It doesn't really matter. And wherever you're listening, it would mean the world to us if you could give us a wee 5-star rating, or if you're at Apple Podcasts, give us a review. We've not had one in a while. So thank you very much for tuning in. Thanks for popping by to get spooky.
The weather turning colder. That means only one thing. It's time for some soup.
Oh, it's time for some soup. Bye.
Bye.